in early with me here. I'm going a little early. I don't care. I want to, you know what? I was sitting here and I was like, I'm gonna have my coffee and kind of chill out before the stream. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just have my coffee and chill out before the stream with the stream. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? Getting it in a little bit early. What's up, notification gang? The early birds coming in. Make sure you smash that like button. Give it a nice tap, tap. Little tap, tap. Early stream? Yeah, we're going early. I was just saying, I had everything together. Got my notes. Got a couple pages of notes. Did my research and whatnot. And I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to chill here until the stream. Maybe I'll have a coffee and just kind of putz around. I decided, you know what? Let's just do that live. And, oh, man. Look at this delicious Nespresso. Can you guys get in there? I don't want to pour it out. Oof. It's so good. Nice. Foamy Nespresso, baby. I'm excited. Started watching Spy X Family. It's so good. Yeah, we love Spy X Family. I don't know if the movie out in North America? Maybe we'll go check that out soon. We love Spy X Family. Who's your Super Smash main characters? Well, I haven't played in a long time, but Falcon, Fox, Mewtwo, Lucario, those are some of my favorites. I think Young Link in the newest one, I had a pretty good Young Link in there too. It was pretty good. Got any more Coke? Oh yeah, we got plenty of Coke. I will probably go out sometime soon and try to get the other characters, buy some. Maybe I'll try to trade these in or something. I don't know. Movie is out, actually. Just reminded me that I need to go see it. Dude, yeah. Maybe I don't know if we can see it this weekend, but we'll try to figure that out soon. Started reading All-Star Superman last night. It's a great one, man. I had a good time on the Nerdvenger stream last night. We're doing the homework, talking about All-Star Superman, talking about Kingdom Come. Two of my absolute favorite DC stories, and, huge Superman stories. A big deal for the Man of Steel. So I had a great time just kind of cutting it up with you guys, talking about it last night, so that was really fun. Thanks to everybody that was there. And if you weren't there, you should watch it on the replay, or you should check out those books on your own. They're very good. Where's my gambling? I'll turn it on in a little bit. I kind of want to just chill for a little bit here. Just kick it with you guys and chat. And if I turn gambling on, it's going to ruin the chat. So I'll do it, but I'm not going to do it right now. Wakey Bakey Sama, I have both of those books in hardcover. Yeah, man, they're good, huh? Good stuff. Good stuff. Josh, please let me in the collector Discord. Well, I've been taking care of people that are collectors. You got to message me. Message me on Kickstarter. Message me on Discord. Message me on Twitter. We got a couple of people in there that had not been in there. So you got to hit me up, man. You got to hit me up. I'm going to play some Smash Bros. On my B-Day tomorrow. Man, I love that game. I remember when it came out. I was living in Philly, Smash Ultimate. Because I think a lot of us probably played a bunch of Smash back in the day. If you guys played a bunch of Smash, man, throw a 1 into the chat. Because I loved that game, man. I think Melee, the one on the GameCube, that one was dope. But I played it on the 64 as well. It was great, man. So I played a bunch of the Smashes. And then Ultimate came out. And I went nuts for Ultimate. I remember I went and got like a golden GameCube controller to connect to my Switch so that I could play Smash on Switch, I would practice, dude. Like, oh man, I was pretty good. I was pretty good at Smash. HD, what's up, man? Over on the Twitters. What's up to everybody that's watching on Twitter? What's up to everybody that's watching on YouTube? Watching on Twitch? Watching on Kick. That too. But yeah, I remember when that game came out, dude. I loved it, and I still think it's really good. I know a lot of the hardcore people like Melee a little bit better. You should have a Smash tournament. That's a good idea, except when you consider the fact that Nintendo will crush you. Nintendo's kind of not nice about that kind of stuff. They really don't like people using Smash or any of their IPs for like a tournament, man. They're pretty not nice about it. Speaking of Smash, though, you guys know that game Multiversus? They sent my friend a cease and desist because he won some underground league. Yeah, dude, that's what I mean. Is like they don't play with that. They're very mean. But that game, Multiversus. Any of you guys play that? It's like a Warner Brothers. It's like a Warner Bros. Version of Smash. I really liked it. Even when it first came out, I liked it. I played a lot of it. Me and my buddy, actually, we were running like 2v2s online, and we were doing great. We were crushing it. He's a buddy of mine that I played a bunch of Smash with, too. The game, like, disappeared for a while. Like, they took it off the store. They kind of killed it, and they did a lot of rebuilding and work on it. And it drops at the end of next month. So I'm probably going to give that a shot when it comes back out. Because, dude, again, I love that format, and I liked it. And, dude, being able to play as Superman in Smash is pretty dope. So, yeah, hopefully that's a good launch. It's a kind of a risky move, what they did, to take it all off. You can still play it offline still. That's fun. But, so here's my thing. I was thinking about getting back into it to try to play it offline. But I feel like it's going to be so different when the new version drops that it's almost not worth it to practice on the old version. Because it would be like training on a version of the game, like almost forming bad habits. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna wait, and I'll go deep when it drops. I'll do a big stream, and I'll play like 4 or 5 hours on stream. Have you played All-Star Brawl? No, I have not. I haven't really heard of it, to be honest. Jay Morris says, thanks for the streams, man. Really keeps my spirits up in hard times. Also wondering what you thought of Rebel Moon if you watched it. Nerd Adventures for Life. Let me take a sip of coffee and think about my life before I answer this. Thanks. I'm glad the streams help you out. Things do seem strange right now. It almost feels like everybody on the planet is kind of taking a second look around at all the bullshit that's going on, and we're all kind of like, what are we doing here? You know? So I hear you. I think there's a lot of people going through hard times. My heart goes out to you. As far as Rebel Moon, yeah, I didn't really care for it. Didn't really care for Rebel Moon, part 1 or part 2. Was pretty let down. So there you go. There you go. That's my take on Rebel Moon. Also, guys, I know we're a little early. I know we're before our 11 o'clock start time, and I get it. We're all kind of like sluggish, you know. We're trying to get through this Friday, but come on, man. Let's wake up. Let's get some likes on the video. 145 likes, not good enough. We got to get that shit to 300 plus, baby. Let's go. Let's go. All-Star Brawl was goated on the Wii. Really? I never played it. Never played it. 90% slow-mo movie. What are you talking about? Rebel Moon? Yeah, it was all right. George Lucas is back. Oh, shit. George Lucas is certainly back in the news. So I'm not ready to talk about George yet. I'm going to finish this coffee. We're easing in today. But I can't wait to talk about the George Lucas news. I was watching some videos while I was in the shower earlier, and I was like laughing hysterically and yelling at the phone, at the videos, where I was like, no, like that can't be what you're actually saying. And it was to the point where my wife asked me about it after I got out of the shower, where she's like, what was going on in there? Because I was like belly laughing. I was yelling at the phone. I am legitimately really excited to talk about the George news. It is so fun. And it's one of my it's like maybe my favorite story we've had in a while, because it just shows the absurdity of the internet and where, oh man, yeah, it's going to be really fun. So we're getting into that, but not just yet. I need to keep having my coffee. Christian, thanks for the 10. That's very generous, man. Very generous. Says, it's my birthday and I want to shameless plug my nerdy online store. Let's fucking go. Well, that's cool. What's the store? And also, happy birthday. And thanks for your third super on a live stream. Appreciate you. Watching vids in the shower? Yeah, of course. You guys don't watch videos in the shower? Or like listen to a video, you know? You don't like put a video on when you go into the shower? I thought it was an April Fool's joke, George being back. Yeah, we'll get into it. How? We just set it either outside of the shower so you can still hear it, or you put a bag over your phone, or you tape it to the wall. I mean, there's many different ways you can. I don't want to go into the logistics, you know. The dude that worked on the OTs, built the original saber, told him mid-interview offhandedly. Didn't seem like a random liar. Yeah, no, I get it. We'll talk about it. Maxed sound outside the shower. Yeah, that's one way to do it for sure. Zuar Galaxy says, thanks for keeping me entertained while working. No problem, brother. Appreciate the support. Hope work doesn't go too badly for you. Do you get to go home for the weekend, or do you work weekends? I never had a traditional 9 to 5. I pretty much always worked in food and beverage when I worked. And so I didn't really have weekends off. There was a big stretch at the last job I worked at where I forget what they called it. It was like this, they either called it like the superhero schedule or like something crazy like that, where I would double Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fucking open to close some of those days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then I'd be off for several days. Dude, and that sounds great, right? Where you're like, oh, bro, just working Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that sounds fucking fantastic. Except a 16-hour shift. And you get home and you want to die. There would be times I would come home on Sunday after the whole fucking thing, man. I would even make it to the couch. I'd get the shoes off. And I would, like, just roll onto the floor. Holy shit. But, yeah, so I don't know what that's like to, like, have the weekends off. My weekends would be, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Working when everyone else is off sucks for your social life. Yeah, but it's like, that's the restaurant game. And the only people you could hang out with were other restaurant people that have the same kind of thing, you know? Bringing your phone in the shower is insane work. Really? You think so? So I'm not, look, social media bad, phones bad, you know, all that stuff is bad, but I am addicted as well. So the other week, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I took like a 5-day break from Twitter, deleted it from my phone. I would still be on my computer because I had to like talk to some editors and stuff via Twitter. But man, it just makes you realize how much you go for it when you take it off your phone, because you'll still instinctually like do it in different moments. And I saw this psychologist talking about this where he's like, watch yourself in a transition. When you're transitioning from one task to the other, do you go for the dopamine hits? Do you go for the phone and like do some stuff? And I think a lot of us do. And for me, I'm probably addicted to YouTube more than anything, actually. And it'll be like, if I am going to go take a poop, I got to find the perfect video for my poop. You know what I mean? If I'm driving to just up the road to Jimmy John's or something, right? I got to find the perfect video for my Jimmy John's trip. Right? If I don't have my phone, I go to the gym, I can't work out. Hell nah, bro. You know? So I've always got to find the video. You know what I'm saying? Like, and isn't that crazy? And it's like, oh, like, you really think about what that means, and you're like, ooh, like, I don't know, rather not. Hey, Cole, thanks for the $2. Appreciate the love. The streams are my perfect video for anything. Oh, well, that's kind of you. Thank you. Josh, starting to send out an email notice when you're about to stream. I just decided to check by chance if you're on. Well, I mean, I did go like a half hour early, but we got 10 minutes till 11. That's when we're usually rocking and rolling. So if we just kind of keep going, you'd be here generally on time. And it's not like we've covered any of the main topics. Post-humanism started with always having a phone connected. Yeah. So like back in the day, before a lot of the craziness that has happened over the past several years, I was a big fan of Elon Musk. I don't know if you guys have heard of this guy, right? So I used to be a big Elon fan. Not so much anymore. I respect Elon. I think he's a net positive for the planet, but like, would I call myself an Elon fan? No. But Elon made a point a long time ago to talk about how we are kind of already cyborgs. He was like, you're already a cyborg. You carry around this thing, and you are connected to all of the information that mankind has ever assembled at the tap of your fingers. You could connect with and call and interface with any other human on the planet. You can do also, it's like you kind of already are a cyborg. Now, to take this into some other really interesting, like, philosophical place, think about this. When the Jetsons was first coming out, there were concepts of the future, and you can see it from a lot of the sci-fi back then, of flying cars, teleportation, creating food from 3D printers, and stuff like that, right? Isn't it interesting that the social creatures known as humans, instead of taking their technology in that direction, or at least like that didn't really come to pass, a lot of that shit, even though it kind of is now. Instead, we took social interaction to a level that we had never thought about. So posting YouTube videos, having a social media account, even phone calls, text messages, like all those sort of things, like you can't really touch it. It's not like tangible. So from the outside looking in, you probably wouldn't, it doesn't look like the Jetsons' future. But it speaks to what humans actually value, because we did advance the things that we care about the most, which is social communication, hot takes, dunking on people, canceling people, getting into cliques, calling the other cliques bad. So basically, a lot of what we're going to talk about today and how fucked up the internet is and how everybody, like, it's so nonsensical. It's so nonsensical. I find it to be so funny. Like, I really am in a good mood about it. It's today it's hitting me in like a humorous kind of funny way. All of that stems from we just dialed up the shit we actually care about with technology. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's funny. Like, who needs a flying car when I can tell a producer in Hollywood on Twitter to go fuck themselves? You know what I mean? Like, that's really what we value. Like, let's just call a spade a spade. Connor says, with a 10 spot, man, I really appreciate it. Says, for Secret Wars cameos, wouldn't Marvel want to film those secretly and perhaps during the filming of other projects? Maybe some leaks that haven't panned out were the secret filming of Secret Wars. Ooh. I like that idea. I like that idea, and I think you could be onto something there. There's a couple of things that stand in the way of it. One would be like guild shit, like red tape, basically. Red tape, agents, guilds, Hollywood bureaucracy, where like imagine you signed up to film a fun cameo for the Marvels, and you end up finding out that cameo's being used in the like $2+ billion fucking Secret Wars franchise, bro. Like, even I would be like, what the hell? Are you kidding me? You know? So it's a cool thought. I don't know how practical it is. You know? I don't know how that would actually go. I saw a real human-like robot at the Sphere in Las Vegas, and I felt like I was an iRobot. Yeah. Yeah, that shit's coming, man. That shit is coming. Robots taking over. Sorry, I had a real bad burp there. I didn't want you guys to have to doing it. That video you retweeted the other day predicting personal video channels was wild. Yeah, Asimov, man. Can you believe it? The Foundation, his big sci-fi series, is kind of like, it actually is the precursor to Dune. And everybody's like, Dune is the blueprint. It's actually Asimov's Foundation series. But brilliant thinker. And yeah, he was right. He nailed it, man. He nailed it, right? Isn't that kind of fun? I put my phone in a cup right outside of the shower, so it's really loud. Yeah. So the stuff echoes while I shower. I used to do it all the time, and I watch new rock stars or Marvel stuff like Joe Rogan. Wait, what? What the hell? What the hell? What about the Den of Nerds, man? Josh, we will still be watching the Star Wars Cannot Grow Up video today. Hey, whoa, maybe. I don't know, man. That's a fucking 40-minute video. I don't know if I'm feeling it. Cole says with a 5-spot, appreciate you, brother. Longtime viewer, want to give back to the community. I'd be down to collab on some merch designs, free, of course. I mean, you could definitely hit me up, man. We've got a couple designs we still need to drop. I just need to kind of go through the process, get them up on the shop. But I appreciate it, and thank you for the love and support. You can always email me, and you never know what will happen, right? Just felt like riding. Says, I know y'all are so hyped for Wolvie. Let's fucking go. Nerd Avengers for life. Absolutely, man. I'm still riding pretty high off of the trailer and everything, so pretty cool. Mr. J. Westman says, so having an EMP gun on hand is not a bad idea. Well, first of all, I don't even think there are EMP guns. I don't think you can. Is there an EMP gun? I don't even think that's a real thing. Metaverse and AI robots are the future. Yeah, one potential future. That could be cool. We'll see. Have you heard anything about the end credit scene for Deadpool 3? They're saying it's something special. Yeah, I've heard some stuff. I'm not going to talk about it. If somebody else spoils it, then maybe I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to be the one. I'm not going to be the one. It'd be cool if it, if it didn't leak out. I'd be cool with that. It would be more like an EMP cannon. I don't think you can do that, man. You're supposed to be a leaker channel. Is that all I am to you, Jay? A leaker channel? Is that all I am to you? What if the post-credit scene is actually making fun of us for being excited for the post-credit scene? I would not like that. Look, I still can't believe George Lucas is coming back for Secret Wars. I think that's dope, bro. Like, think about it. Like, George could come in via a portal at the end in Secret Wars. He's in his own Iron Man suit and shit, and he's just like, it's like poetry and rhymes. I mean, Kang cannot deal with that shit. Gunfire is too concentrated. I'm sure you can send a blast in a particular direction, though. EMP cannon. Can they EMP us? Like, can you just EMP somebody? I thought an EMP... I've seen them in movies where you, like, have an actual EMP. But I thought an EMP happened when a nuke goes off, like, in above orbit, and it causes some kind of electromagnetic pulse. I didn't think that you could... Like, I've seen it in movies. What's with this George Lucas hubbub? Don't worry. We're going to get into it, man. We're going to get into it. Mike Porter says, I'm a leaker in my 60s. I hear there's medicine for that. Oh, jeez. Bro, I'm listening to the stream in the shower right now, and you're typing? Goddamn. All right, man. Just be careful. Anything been discussed yet? No, we're just kind of shooting the shit. I can't believe George Lucas is trending over this. Was he really trending? Or was he, like, for you trending? I'm going to sneeze. Hang on. Hang on. Is my hair okay? I had my hair... That's already to shit. Earlier today, I actually had my hair in a spot where I was like, dude, I actually like where my hair's at right now. And I was like, nobody breathe around me. No strong winds. No fans. You know, I had it looking perfect, but it's all fucked up anyway now. So, Crimson Camera, welcome to the Nerd Avengers at the prime level. I suppose I should say, we're currently driving for members. I'm not really doing a good job of driving for members. We're going to, though. We're going to have, like, things up there, fancy. We're going to make it all fancy, okay? We're trying to get to 2,000 members. If we get to 2,000 members, I'm adding a permanent extra day to the streaming schedule. Now, that's only for, like, the following month. If we get 2,000, I put an extra one in for the next month. I don't want people to take what I said out of context because fucking Trev did that the other day, and I was just like... But what I mean is, if we get 2,000 members, for that next month, I will add a permanent day to the streaming schedule. If we get to 3,000, I'll add another one. I will add days all the way up to 8 days a week, and I will figure out a way to add another day. So think about that. And also, there's a ton of benefits to becoming a member. It's actually really cool. We have a great community. We do Nerd Avenger streams behind the scenes. You get 20% off the merch. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff. And it also just, it makes you feel fucking good. And, like, powerful. And it like, intelligent and self-confident. And other really good feelings that people want. JJ Lamone gifted a membership. Appreciate you, brother. Mr. Poppy gifted a membership. My man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Appreciate you. Josh, if you get to 10,000 members, you should return to Nerd Theory. Maybe every other week. If I get to 10,000 members, you'll never fucking see me again. I'll be like, 10,000 members? See you never. No, I'm just kidding. But it would be tempting. Jay Morris upgraded to the prime level. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, man. Bro, Josh looks like a mad scientist who tries to fuck his own experiments. That's it. Quote of the day, dude. That is a quote of the day. I might have that on my tombstone. I was gifted a membership last month, and my pee-pee grew. Coincidence? Maybe. Good for you. Delta Dan gifted a membership. Appreciate you, brother. Rossi says, what was George Lucas' ex-wife name again? Marcia. It's spelled funny, but it's Marcia. And I see what you're trying to do. And I see what you're trying to do. That would be a character in Unity. Yeah? Could be. Could be. That's an accurate description? Well, I mean, it kind of depends on what the experiment would look like, right? You know what I mean? It would kind of depend. So, Perez with a $2 says test. You passed. Was gifted a membership last month, and now I'm up to 100 consecutive push-ups. Hell yeah. Brandon says, y'all should become a member. You will gain women, muscles, and knowledge of the universe. Results may vary. But yes. Hell yeah. So if I pay for the 50 tier for Unity, am I guaranteed a hardback cover? Yeah, you are. But also the Kickstarter's over. Did you get in on it? Rossi, thanks for that, says. And then Crimson Camera again with the 10 spot. Hey, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Says, hey, man, long-time viewer, but first-time Nerdvengers Prime. Here for the ride. Keep up the great streams, dude. Looking forward to the Prime streams. Yeah. The next Prime stream will be really interesting because it's, and actually, it'll be next Sunday, won't it? That's kind of interesting. So the next Prime stream will be really interesting. Obviously, I've made a big change to the YouTube channel. By the way, I feel like I'll talk more about this on the Prime stream, but I feel like we're kind of finally getting over it a little bit. There were a lot of people that were upset. We lost like 600 subscribers. People were real, whatever, not feeling it. Now I'm starting to see views tick back up. I'm starting to see people in the comments being like, this live format, it's kind of growing on me. So I'm starting to see good signs. I think we can do it, turn the corner, and make the live edited videos still really funny and entertaining and informative. It's just we're in a process of trying to figure that out and navigate it, right? So, Andreas gifted another. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. Matt Campbell coming in hot with 5 gifted memberships. My goodness. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. And Cole Maynard gifted a membership as well. Hell yeah, brother. Thank you, man. Appreciate you. I got the Coke when I smashed it all. It like. Your thing's over there. It's still dope, and I love that thing, but it's hidden by the Coke and all that. So, hell yeah. Hey, Michael Reel with a $20. Damn, that's very generous. You guys are super generous today. I appreciate it. Michael says, Josh Sama, the GOAT streamer. Take my money. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. I do. I think the thing that's cool about streaming for me is I actually really enjoy it. So it's a good vibe. And I think, unfortunately, I fell out of love with making YouTube videos, at least in the sense of like, oh, here's incredible curiosity gap idea that's reverse engineered to get motherfuckers to click. And then they got to keep watching to get to the info. And I get it because, look, there's obviously, like, there are a whole bunch of people don't mind and they just watch and they're into it. For me personally, I can't even really watch YouTube videos like that much anymore. I can kind of see what they're doing, and I'm like, bitch, just tell me just fucking tell me. Like, don't fucking eloquently, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And again, it's all good. I understand it, and I understand why it works. But for me, I'd rather just come out and talk about what we want to talk about, be entertaining, have fun, kind of be off the cuff. I like the unpredictability of streaming. You never know what somebody's going to say, like me banging my experiments and whatnot. So it's a fun vibe, and I legitimately enjoy it. I think as much as you can in life, you should try to find stuff you enjoy, something you're passionate about, and do more of that, if you can, of course. But, yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. It's very nice. Prez says, my test was because YouTube was being stupid with the super chats. Now what I was going to say is no longer relevant. Whatever. Nervous for life. Unity. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, brother. Dude, get rid of the Cokes. What? Yeah, I probably should. Today should be a banger stream. Dude, it's going to be real good. It's going to be real good. Trust me. Like, I feel... I'm genuinely excited, man. I'm excited to talk about this George Lucas stuff. And another thing, too, because I think some people might want me to... Hey, Michael Reel, welcome to the Nerdvengers, baby. Hell yeah. I think some people might want me to, talk about other individuals that are talking about this or like dunk on people or whatever. I'm trying to get in the habit of, I don't want to talk about people as much anymore. I want to talk about ideas, right? And I think it's only natural to sometimes like attribute things to people and ideas and like talk about them or talk shit. And I totally get that. Big part of the internet, man, dunking on people, starting beefs, and I understand it. But for me, I don't want to do that. I don't want to engage in that kind of stuff. And I think I can be a little bit toxic when I do. And so I'm not going to harp on anybody. I'm going to keep it real general. And I just want to talk about the ideas. But I also have to be real. It is very entertaining to me. It's very entertaining watching how this happened, watching how people reacted. But I want to laugh with people. I don't want to laugh at people. You know what I mean? So, look, it's not always going to be that way. And trust me, when it comes to James Gunn, maybe it's a little different. You know, we'll see. But I'm trying to be better is what I'm saying here. I'm trying to be better. Try to set a good example for my son, etc. Maddock gifted a membership. Appreciate you, brother. Jay Morris says, I've been a member for 4 months, and for each month, I've grown an inch in various places. Trust me, it's worth it. Nerd Avengers for life. Results may vary. Yeah. Awesome, bro. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jordan, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers, baby. Josh has this convo with us every couple of weeks. No, I know. I mean, look, I tend to, and I think this is actually pretty natural. And I wonder if any of you guys have this same experience. I get into really good vibes, really good vibrations. I'm feeling real good, feeling real loving. Everything makes sense. I'm at peace. You know, I'm very grateful. Like, I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for the business. I'm grateful for a lot of stuff. And then I get on Twitter or I get into chat, and you know, one person says this, I see this thing, and I'm like, ah! And I just like lose my fucking mind, dude. I want to go right back to like the animal, and I'm just like, ah! You know, like the other day. I'll tell you, it just as one example. I caught this yesterday. And it was an interesting moment. Like I said, I've been in a really, really good vibe. Okay. So Elise and I went to the gym yesterday together because the sitter was here. So we went to the gym, had a really good workout. We're leaving the gym, and I'm listening to a podcast. And we get into the car, and and usually like the Bluetooth thing will connect to the car, and I'm like, yo. Like, you know, turn it up. It's not in my ear anymore. It's on there. So, my wife's phone was connected to the Bluetooth and not mine. And I got like shitty and mad about it. And then she was like, I can switch it over. And I'm like, no, don't even worry about it. And I'm like watching myself I'm like, why am I even having this reaction? Like, what a minor inconvenience. I was like, why am I being so shitty about this? And it like bothered me. I got home, and then I was like bothered. And I finally got to the point where I could get over it and apologize. You know, as I went out, it's not a big deal to her, but I was like, I don't know why I was so shitty about that. You know? So, yeah, I think it happens to everybody. I think that one of the things that's interesting about Zen, if you really practice Zen, is the real Zen way to handle stuff like that is to just laugh about it. Like, to realize that you're not above it. Like, the idea that you are this Zen master, that nothing will affect you, is an illusion. It's just as much an illusion as like a lot of life. The truth is, you're very susceptible as well. And instead of like getting angry at yourself or being like, or trying to be live as a hypocrite, you have to just roll with it, laugh, and understand that the universe is not done teaching you lessons. So every time I get irritated or every time I sort of lose my shit, I always like to think, obviously not immediately because I'm human, but when I'm processing it later, I like to think, well, that's just my teacher. You know, whether it's like an annoying person in the movies a long line at a theme park or a grocery store, whatever it is, whatever hits you funny and makes you fall out of your peak state and then you get irritated, that's a lesson. Like, that's a teacher. That's something you need to be a student. You need to sit at the feet of that thing and understand what's trying to be communicated to you from, the universe. So I think that's, as much as I possibly can, I try to do that. But I'm also human. So, like, there's a lot of stuff that irritates me, like technology irritates me. If something goes wrong on my computer or a system or software that I use all the time just stops working, or a Windows update, does this, that, second, and the third, oh my God, it sends me. I'm like, there's no reason. I talked to you guys about the multidimensional trolls, man. Those little fuckers coming in, fucking with your shit. There's no other reason. I don't understand why it doesn't just work the way it has always worked. Oh, what the hell? So it drives me nuts. But that just happens to be like one of my personal triggers for whatever reason, right? Kaz, thanks for the gifted, man. Really appreciate it. The Exodus, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers, baby. Appreciate you, man. Thank you guys for the support. Very, very kind this morning. Rossi says with a 10 spot, goddamn, says, since I came a member, I bought $500 worth of Coke I don't need, lost the cooling cord to my camera, and can no longer pronounce people's names correctly. It's always worth being a Nerd Avenger. Hell yeah. If any of that sounds good to you, sign up. Mav, what's up, brother? Says, if you pray for patience, the Lord gives you opportunities to be patient. Yeah, isn't that interesting? Yeah, I've heard that said in different ways, and I agree. I mean, look, none of us really know what this fucking reality is. Like, what are we really doing here? What's really going on? But we formulate models and ideas, and we try to make sense of it. But I do find it kind of interesting how even the most zen, I think I remember even hearing a story that Ram Dass was talking about how he had come to a talk and there was a particular type of microphone that he really didn't like. And so he shows up for this talk. Everybody's in the room. He's doing his thing, meet and greet, all this exciting, feeling the energy in the state. And then he sees this fucking microphone, dude. And everything vanishes. And he's just like, that fucking microphone. I don't like that kind of microphone. I told them I didn't want this type of microphone. And he starts notice himself kind of spiraling out because of this microphone. And then he kind of in his mind makes this connection that, oh, that's not actually a microphone. That's my old master. That's my old sensei in the form of a microphone, just there to remind me that there's more work to be done. You know what I mean? So I find that thing so fascinating because you can be at peak zen and still just get super fucking triggered. It's a human thing, right? You're not above anything, Seconds from Disaster says Josh lives in Trigger City. Can't escape them. You're kind of right, brother. You're kind of right on that. Kaz says, what if anger fuels me, Josh? I think anger can actually be a useful emotion for sure, especially depending on what ails you. I think anger is much more constructive than despair. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a peak state. I don't think it's what you should be aiming for. But I think anger can be more useful than some what I would consider to be even lower vibrational states, right? But yeah, do your thing. Darth gifted 5 members. Holy shit, we're going to hit 2,000 on this stream. My God. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Tiberius Monk says with a 5 spot. I really appreciate it. Says, hey, just here to show some love to the Den of Nerds. Josh, you are a good dude. Nerd Avengers assemble. Oh, hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. I just tried to be better every day. Some days. Moose18 says, as a Pepsi employee, I'm jealous of the Avengers Coke cans, but funny, they're dropping the ball. Yeah, I mean, You want some? I got a couple, bro. I got a couple I could give to you. But yeah, it's a cool marketing thing. I think it was still a good idea, even though I am swimming in Coke. Frost Morph says, been MIA because never saw Deadpool 3 trailer and didn't want spoilers. Can you elaborate on what you changed to lose 600 subs? Just got out of court for a $400 fine, but worked it out and didn't have to pay shit. Oh, hell yeah. First of all, that's great. Congratulations. What did I do to lose 600 subs? Well, I think I clickbaited. I think I also just changed the format, right? So the old way that I did YouTube was like I would try to like craft the video and have like an intro that kind of set the table for you, a little bit of storytelling, and then get into the points and try to have it, really well edited and feel like a really watchable video. And I basically said, fuck that. And instead, I'll just clip out stuff from the stream and throw it up. Now, we're still doing some slight editing on it, but it's not the same thing. Like we're not reverse engineering how to take as much attention from you as possible. I'm just talking about the shit, right? And I think for some people that's an off-putting change. So I would say between the clickbait, fake quitting and a totally new format, that's kind of what happened. So Vagabond of Light says, Ramdas mentioned, fuck yes, love these topics, love when we get into the philosophical in the tower. Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, we're never far away from that. Just because of like the things I like, the things I'm into, the way I think, Appreciate you, bro. Corey says, yo, Josh, glad to be a member for 13 months. Can you do a full stream on the topic of being Zen? Actually pretty interesting. Can I? Yes. Will I? Probably not. It's funny because, sometimes I get these requests and, I think the past couple of Diamond Lounge streams, I had a lot of people be like, dude, if you just made content about this shit, like you would blow up or whatever, right? All I can say is that I feel very sure in my heart that that is not my path, that's not my dharma. And I'm just the big old nerdy guy that's going to talk about nerdy shit, and write cool comic books and, maybe via my writing, there'll be some lessons in Zen. Maybe when I'm an old man and it's just me and Elisa living in Japan, I could see myself just actually writing about Zen and like exploring those ideas in my twilight years. But that's not really my path right now. But I will also say the answers are out there. If you seek it, you'll find it. There's a ton of great teachers, on Zen. So, yeah, check it out. Michael Real says, Josh, can I purchase one of the Coke cans that you smashed? Maybe. I mean, here's one of the ones I smashed. It's not too bad, actually. It's still probably drinkable. So that one kind of got Hulk smashed there. Yeah, I'll sell it to you real cheap. $20. They're $20 a pop over here. Anthony Terrell, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers, baby. Let's go. Let's see here. Tim Davis says, now a member on Twitch and YouTube. Take the Bezos bucks. Oh, hell yeah. And we're counting the Twitch memberships as well. So if we get to 2,000, we do the extra day. It'll either be Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not really sure. But yeah, so that's what we're trying to do. And I count both of them. So yeah, and if you didn't know, guys, you can go subscribe to the Twitch channel for basically free if you have Amazon Prime. So you can check that out, help us get, to our goal a little bit easier. Thanks, though, brother. Appreciate you. Crimson Camera says, patience is a virtue. That said, fuck Coca-Cola. Hey, man, see, now you're getting it. Coral says, when the F are we getting to the George Lucas? Stop clickbaiting us. Donate your damn Coke. Unity, Nerd Avengers for Life, Wolverine, saving the MCU, and Star Wars is back. Oh, hell yeah. Woo! Hell yeah, Carl. Let's wait on that George Lucas story, though. Jordan, gifting 5 memberships. Holy cow. Very generous today, guys. What is going on? What is going on? I appreciate the love. Thanks, man. Star Wars Oddball says, got my Phantom Menace tickets for May the 4th. Are you going to see it? Ooh, I should. I'd love to go see it, man. We got to figure out a sitter. It's next weekend, right? Oh, you know what? Okay, let's do some show notes. No streams over the weekend. No, nothing this weekend. But next week on Friday, which I believe will be May the 3rd, they should drop the Star Wars Fortnite stuff. I'm doing a big old stream. Would love to go. I might start early. I might go in, to the afternoon. Maybe I'll go into the evening. And I want to play Star Wars Fortnite, dude. I'm trying to get a bunch of dubs. Maybe we will link up with some of you guys and play together on stream, too. So that should be fun. So, yeah, that'll happen on Friday. I'm trying to think if there's anything else going on. Oh, listen. Linda, listen. Each month in 2024, we're deep diving on some crazy nerdy thing. So last month, or the one we're currently in, we just wrapped up deep diving on Superman. I loved it. I thought it was great. We got to really learn a lot about Superman, his creation, the way different writers and artists have taken the character in different directions. Thought it was great. So far this year, we have deep dived on Stan Lee, Jack Kirby. We deep dived on George Lucas and the creation of Star Wars. And we deep dive on Superman. What's the other one? Why am I missing one? Oh, X-Men. We deep dove on X-Men. Okay, so that's all the deep dives that we've done this year. It's a new month, next month. We got to figure out what we're deep diving on. Now, the next 2 months after this, we're going to deep dive Wolverine. We're going to deep dive Deadpool. Because we'll be heading into Deadpool and Wolverine, right, in July. We got 1 month that we don't know what we want to talk about. I thought maybe the Image guys and the whole, Image thing and how that happened. But if you're a member, feel free to throw some ideas out, either here or in the Discord. I would love to know what you guys think. We'll make a decision by next Wednesday. Spider-Man? Deep dive on Josh? Deep dive female superheroes. All right, right on. Warhammer. Yeah, so we could do the Warhammer thing. We talked about it last night. People didn't seem that interested. I'm going to be honest with you. People did not seem that interested. I'm all about it. We could I'll deep dive about Warhammer for show. Frank Miller's Daredevil run. Well, so here's the thing. Let's talk about the criteria here. What we're trying to do is become better nerds. So when it comes to Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, you've always heard about this, conversation, who created what, who's responsible, blah, 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 blah. Well, my whole idea is after that month, if you ever have a conversation with somebody, you're going to be very well equipped with a ton of information, interesting points, and you're going to have an informed opinion on it. Not like a fashionable opinion, not a clickbait opinion, an informed opinion. And that's what I want to do with all of these things. So I would prefer it to be something that is like a great either mystery or a controversial thing within fandom or geekdom that you will then be well equipped to discuss afterwards. That's what I would like it to be. So like Frank Miller's Daredevil run, is that really a you know what I'm saying? Like that's not really a thing that people are really going to be talking about. So deep dive on an independent comic company, how it came to be. Well, that's like the Image thing for me. And I think Image is such an... And I asked everybody last night when we were deep diving on the Superman stuff. I asked everybody, like, how many of you guys know about the Image guys in the 90s and how it all was like they were on top of the world and then it all falls apart? And not a lot of people know that story. So I was like, that's kind of interesting. That could be very cool. You know what I mean? Because it has a lot of different characters. It talks about Marvel in the 90s, talks about the comic book bubble. It talks about creators that go on to have incredible careers and, you know, do incredible things. It talks about drama between certain, you know, creators and falling out, you know, because I believe, don't they lose Eric Larson and then they lose Liefeld, they lose Jim Lee? Like, they were on top of the world and then shit starts falling apart, right? So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. So I think that could potentially be a really good one. Image got me back into comics when I was in college. Covers and colors like I'd never seen as a kid. I mean, it was good stuff. You know, it's funny. Ironically, we were talking about Kingdom Come last night. And Kingdom Come, in some ways, is created as a response to Image. And a lot of those Image characters, they're the new hot shit. That's all about just bombast, explosions. They don't have the same heroic DNA that, like, the Justice League has. So Kingdom Come is kind of interesting because he's, like, talking about that and making a commentary on that thing. It's kind of interesting. Yeah. I've seen all the prequels when they were first released. If this is anyone's first watch in theater, enjoy the pod racing, fight with Duke. Oh, yeah. Can you imagine if this is somebody's first time watching it? That would be pretty interesting. Yeah. All right. Should we get the gambling going on for you guys? Should we begin the gambling? We've got a lot to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! We've got George Lucas' story. We've got Avengers updates, X-Men updates, and Avengers verse X-Men updates. We've got a bunch of little stories. It's going to be a good day. It's gonna be a good day. Okay. Shall we begin? Where do you guys want to start? You want to start with George Lucas? You want to start with X-Men, Avengers? What do you think? Should I drop some coinage? Let's drop some coinage for everybody. I'll give y'all 10,000 nerd coin. Boom! There she be. Okay. You see, gambling's fun. I know everybody loves it, but we've already, like, the chat is chaos already. That's why I didn't want to do it at first, because I want to just catch up. I want to see what you guys are talking about. I want to, chill a little bit. Should I put it up in a poll? Let's pull it up. Let's see where we want to start here. Let's end that poll. Please smash the like button. Thank you. We're almost at 500 likes. Appreciate that. All right, here we go. What story first? I'm actually interested to see how this poll goes, man. Like, I can't really predict it. Oh, my God. What? Oh, shit. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. Gambling should only be on gaming streams. Well, we do it on Fridays. We just do it for like an hour now. So I'll let everybody get it out of their system for an hour, and then we'll shut her down. Wow. Look at this. George is winning 74% right now. Let's just wait. Let's wait a couple minutes. Let's see. No, back to zero. Well, why'd you gamble at all? It doesn't seem like a good move. Shit. It looks like it's going to be George. It looks like it's going to be George Lucas. Okay, cool. Let's talk about this. All right. Hang on. Let me have a little sip of water here. Oh, boy. Here we go. Oh, boy. Here we go. Okay. George Lucas coming back to Star Wars. Stop me if you heard this one before. How many versions of this rumor have we heard over the past several years? Let me know, guys, because this is certainly not the first time that something like this has happened. And I looked into it. You know, I saw where it's coming from. I saw several videos about it and people talking about it. And I think, you know, the reason this story, I find it so humorous, is because it just shows all the ways in which people on the internet are like really fickle, or just it's like a lot of smoke and vapor. There's not a lot of substance out there, right? So this all originates from an interview that Theory did with I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he's a guy that did production design, and I believe he won an Academy Award for A New Hope, right? For the first Star Wars movie. So, you know, not a nobody by any stretch of the imagination. And so I watched the clip, and I've also watched other videos of people breaking this down. And I find it to be so funny because most of the videos that I've seen that are breaking this down and talking about this, they're like, okay, so here's the guy. Does anybody know who this guy is? It's like literally like people are like, no, not really. Like everybody's like, oh, okay, well, yeah, none of us really know who this guy is. But that's okay. Look, he worked on Star Wars. He's done like stuff. So here we go. And then you watch the clip itself, right? And you see what the guy says. And he's like, he says the thing, and then he kind of like immediately walks it back. He talks about how he could be prognosticating, that he's heard there's a live action scene. It's all like super vague. It doesn't really feel like a guy that's super plugged into me, right? This is just a guy that, I mean, this could literally be an Ouroboros of bullshit. This guy could have heard something on 4chan. This guy could have seen a video by, pick your person that has been talking about this theory or this rumor for years. And so the guy is just saying he heard, and it created a series of videos and a series of people talking about it that, I mean, number one, why do people even care? I thought a month ago, everybody hated George because you'll recall that George stood up for Bob Iger and said, my shit is in the best hands with Disney. So I thought about a month ago, like most of the people that would be the usual suspects of making these videos and talking about this sort of stuff, I thought they all fucking turned on George anyways, right? They were all like, yeah, fuck George. Ah! You know? And like, I saw the videos. I saw the tweets. I saw the reactions. These people don't give a fuck about George. These people, like, I'm going to be honest with you, most of these people don't even give a fuck about Star Wars. It's farming. It's farming, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be damned if I don't get in on this farming a little bit too, okay? So I'm choosing to believe the rumor, even though it is completely, it has zero substance. Even if you watch the video, nobody knows who the fuck this guy is. Number two, he's not claiming to have any actual inside knowledge. He's just making shit up, bro. So that is where we are at with this. Now, let's do the same thing everybody else does and pretend we don't know it's bullshit and act like it's real and act like it could happen, okay? Now, how could this be real? Yes, it could be real. Has George been a part of what Disney is currently doing? Absolutely. George has been on sets. George has actually helped to scout locations in Europe. George is involved in some way. And here's the thing that's interesting is like he, I think, is still the biggest shareholder of Disney stock. So literally just based off of that, I bet he could do all this stuff just based on that set visit, chime in on this. Like there was somebody brought up something that George was on set with John and Dave and said some random shit about naming a character Axe. And then they ended up naming that one dude like Axe Woves or whatever. And so like, George Lucas creates new character for Star Wars. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could spin it. You could try to, make it like that. So I think he has been involved in some way, shape, or form with maybe a lot of stuff that's going on at Star Wars right now. The question would be, has anything changed? Is he coming back in any more substantial of a way? And while literally nobody that has a reliable track record has indicated that in any way, shape, or form, it's technically not outside of the realm of possibility. Because think about what just happened. George just helped Bob Iger out big time, right? Star Wars itself in a pretty weird spot. As far as I understand, Kathleen Kennedy's contract has not been extended, but there's no sign of them bringing in somebody else in like a succession type of way. Bob Iger, he's been talking a lot about Marvel. Different interviews, different investor calls, shit like that. And he's not mentioning Star Wars. Star Wars is kind of an embarrassment. Lucasfilm is an embarrassment currently, right? And so what if George, when Bob came to him, he said, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. I'll support you in this, but then you got to bring me back for Avengers Secret Wars. Or maybe to help run Star Wars. Something like that. So, I mean, could it be possible that George brokered some kind of a deal in order to give the endorsement, and now he's coming back in some serious way? Possibly. Would I want that? Hell yeah, I would want that. I mean, look, I'm not one of those guys that said fuck George after he endorsed Bob Iger, so I'm not going to have to explain my hypocrisy. I like George. I've always liked George. So I'm about that life, baby. Get him back over here. It literally can't get any worse. You know, like it really can't get any worse. So I think that's a net positive. I think it would help a lot. Wouldn't it be fun? Wouldn't it be interesting if he somehow managed to come back and be in charge of Star Wars in some way, shape, or form? I mean, that would cause some major waves. You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of people would delete their videos about, like, talking shit on him and then, like, support him and be excited and prefer him over Kathleen Kennedy. But, yeah, as far as the actual validity of the report, bro, there ain't no goddamn way. I'm sorry. There's no goddamn way. And I don't blame Theory for reacting the way that he reacted. If I was in that interview, I may well have reacted the same way. But most of the people that are making videos from that clip, they know exactly what they're doing, bro. It's vapor. It's vapor. And it really is funny watching people like try to say this matters while not knowing who this fucking guy is, him never having reported on anything before with any sort of validity. It's just like, it shows me just how it's all vapor, man. It's all fucking vapor. It's just people farming. And so what you have just witnessed is me farming a little bit too. So that's my take. That's my take on George Lucas coming back. It's absolutely 100% confirmed. This random ass dude that helped him in 76, this dude has all the fucking answers. I can't wait for George Lucas to take back over Star Wars and to do a WWE match with fucking Kathleen Kennedy in the center of the ring, and he like gives her the chair and it's all crazy and stuff. So I can't wait, man. Star Wars Celebration 2025. He's coming out like the fucking Undertaker at WrestleMania, and he's gonna end that bitch's whole career. Let's fucking go! Hell yeah! You heard it here. Confirmed. 100%. Hell yeah. George Lucas is going to finish his story. Dude, that's actually funny. That actually works on multiple levels. I like that. What do you think, chat? You think it's real? You think it's real? George is going to remake the first 3 movies again? Yeah, probably. Probably. I'm so happily you turned over a new leaf and you're positive. Exactly. See? You get it. Not everybody appreciates this level of positivity. Not everybody appreciates, you know, how real we're keeping it over here. Prez says, I love George, but watch. He's going to make a show around us falling in love with a new baby Jar Jar Jedi daddy. Jar Jar is the key to all of this. I mean, I'd be kind of down, to be honest. I'll be kind of down. Like, it's got... And to be honest, like, here's the thing. It sort of speaks to the state of Star Wars that the thing that gets traction, the thing that actually gets views, the things that people actually want to put out there is the almost 80-year-old billionaire who sold Star Wars is going to come back and save us. Like, that speaks more to the state of Star Wars than anything. And especially, like, after years of this rumor. Like, seriously, how many different times is this rumor going to be kicked back up, you know? The Exodus says, now we need someone to take the Rock and Undertaker moment from WrestleMania 40, put Kathy's head in Dwayne and George's face on the Undertaker. Brilliant. Brilliant. Can somebody get to work on that? Because that actually sounds brilliant. Okay, so Uncle George is back, confirmed. 100%. 100%. He's going to direct Secret Wars. He's going to make Star Wars great again. Holy shit, bro. I can't wait. Josh, would you say Coke is more satisfying than Pepsi? Real talk? Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, I'm more of a Coke guy for sure. Pepsi. Do we got any Pepsi fans in the chat? Any Pepsi fans in the chat? Why do you guys like Pepsi? You know what? Pepsi has always, to me, tasted like soda that's already flat. I feel like Pepsi tastes like if you leave Coke out all day. For me, it's Coke all day. Coke all day. Dr. Pepper, also really good. That's what Dr. Pepper tastes like to me. Agent Llama, I knew there would be some beef. I knew there would be some beef between us. Holy shit. Holy shit. Okay, any more questions about the George Lucas clickbait? I mean, story? Any other questions about George Lucas? And also, too, this is kind of funny. What if he actually does come back? I'm going to look real stupid. And that's never happened before. Ever drink so much coffee your poop smells like a new brew? No, but my urine has. I've literally peed out straight black coffee and thought to myself, you know, am I missing out on an opportunity here? Imagine if he comes back to make the Luke show. Yeah, that would be cool. What's Bob Iger's move now? I don't know, man. Invest in video games. Every day I pee brew. Exactly, me too. Oh yeah, then why did you spend $500 on just Daredevil and Iron Man? No comment. Love the first Coke. When you get them home, still kind of warm, burns so good. It's getting weird in here. What are we talking about right now? What's happening? Do a backflip? Bro, I'll do a backflip. I'll be out for a week. You'll see me in a neck brace. Looking like fucking... What's the robotic voice guy's name that died? Now I feel bad. Shouldn't have said it. Root beer is top? I like root beer. ICB root beer, man. That shit's the best. Love Coke, man. The fizz it leaves in your nose is just superb. Wait, what? Hawking. Yeah, Stephen Hawking. If I try to do a backflip, I'll be looking like Stephen Hawking on the stream all next week. Is that too fucked up? Should I not say that? Apparently, Stephen Hawking had a great sense of humor, man. He'd like run over people's feet and stuff and be like, what the fuck are you going to do about it? You know, stuff like that. Apparently, he was a real one. What about a good old-fashioned RC Cola? RC Cola's not bad, man. Not bad. Freddie says, yo, just gained a sub. Love your content. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you, man. Yeah, Epstein Island was a blast for him. Wait, what? Oh, dude, no, don't bring that energy in here. Bro was not, in fact, a real one. Yeah, all right. All right, maybe you got a point. All right. Why? Wait a minute. You're telling me we're gonna get on fucking Hawking's case, okay? But we're not gonna say shit about Oprah. We're just gonna let that slide. I don't know, Chad. I mean, it seems like, I mean, look, we don't have to talk about, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I don't want to. You want to, I don't want to. But let me just leave it to you. Let's leave this point here. Maybe homie was just along for the ride. Because he's on wheels. Yeah. All right, moving right along to less controversial, cancelable opinions. Let's talk Avengers. Let's talk X-Men. Let's get hyped, man. Let's get hyped. That doesn't hurt your ears, does it? Can I do the whole stream at like that with that kind of a voice? Like, does that hurt you guys' ear? If I'm like, is that okay? Would that be all right? Maybe just like every other sentence. You know what I mean? Just kind of break it up. Do I like Sheets or Wawa more? It's Wawa all day, baby. There's no Wawas around me, though. You sound like James Blunt. Who the hell is James Blunt? What? Yeah, we lost all the viewers. Okay, come back. I'm sorry. Okay. Everybody, listen. Linda, listen. You're not listening. Guys, I think we were right about this Avengers vs. X-Men shit, man. We've been talking about this. Chat, let me know. When did we talk about this last week? Because I know we talked about this last week. And at the time, we were just speculating. And all of a sudden, the stars are aligning. Although we did talk about Holyfield News and their scoop on this too, right? So we talked about this. So everybody chill out. Let me get this pulled up. We've got some incredible shit to talk about today. We've got Avengers updates. We've got X-Men updates. And we've got Avengers vs. X-Men updates. Oh my God. Exciting stuff. All right. So let me get this pulled in. Let me get this pulled up. We had various insiders and scoopers talking about this kind of stuff. Let's start with Daniel RPK. Let me get this pulled up for you, chat. Wait, what? What the hell? All right, let me get this pulled up. What? Uh-oh. Huh? What? No. Hang on, I gotta do a thing here so we can see it a little bit better. Okay, check this out, guys. This is pretty crazy. I'm going to break down the news, and I'm going to give you a lot of fill in the blanks, speculation, stuff based on all this kind of stuff that I've heard, okay? So, first up, Marvel has told some Avengers actors to clear their schedule for the Avengers films. They figured out the direction, smaller team, no Fantastic Four, and a lot of other new characters in Avengers 5. Let's talk about that. There's some other stuff in here. The casting of Galactus is closed, whatever. Wesley Snipes has already signed with Marvel Studios to return as Blade in multiple multiverse saga projects. That's pretty wild. Marvel Studios is happy with X-Men 97. They want to do more. Okay, so blah, 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 blah. But let's talk about the real shit. Okay, so what Daniel's talking about here is Avengers 5, but potentially beyond Avengers 5. But he's really just talking about Avengers 5. And this has been a saga, man. We have been following the reports on Avengers 5 for 2+ years now. Crazy to think about. But obviously a lot of stuff has happened. A lot of stuff has changed. We went from the Kang Dynasty, written by Jeff Loveness, directed by Destin Daniel Crichton, to it's now Avengers 5. Dustin isn't on it. Loveness will never work in that town again. And they've changed something about Kang and the direction of Kang. Now, late last year, there was another big update around this after Jonathan Majors was fired by Marvel Studios. At the time, Daniel was reporting they were already working on changing the Kang thing. He kind of was like hesitant to report that. But other people like Joanna Robinson, Jeff Snyder, a lot of the reports around the time suggesting that Marvel had already made changes to the Kang Dynasty. But after Majors was fired, they made even more changes. Avengers 5, previously known as the Kang Dynasty, was supposed to start filming this year. That's what he reported late last year. it was delayed. Now it's delayed, and I think Snyder talked about this. They're filming this early next year now. We'll talk more about that in a second because again, Snyder gave us like an update on when they're actually going to do it, right? Now, they figured out the direction for it. They've had Michael Waldron doing a ton of rewrites, a ton of drafts. I think he did 17 different drafts on Multiverse of Madness before they scheduled all the insane reshoots that when they delayed that movie. You know, some of this stuff you guys probably remember, some of it you don't, right? But Michael Waldron, I think one of the reasons that Feige is really all about working with this guy is because he works well within the system. He writes fast. He'll do a shit ton of drafts. He has crazy fun ideas. He really likes writing. So they've had him on a lot of different rewrites. The question was, how are they going to now change Avengers 5? Now, Daniel had reported periodically over the last 6 months that they wanted to take it in a more multiversal direction, okay? At one time, Kang Dynasty was about 616 Avengers, and then the Council of Kangs shows up to Earth, and they start fighting with the Avengers. Get me on the big screen, Chet. Okay. So that was at one time what they were going to do in this movie. They were already going away from that. Now, we had heard they wanted to go away from the Council of Kangs. We had heard they wanted to bring in other multiversal villains. About a month ago, Daniel reported Kang is still in there, but there's another one. Another big villain for Avengers 5. I think it's King Thanos. We've heard a lot of talk about this. We've heard a lot of rumors about this. I think it's King Thanos. Anyways, the point is, instead of Council of Kangs, they wanted one Kang, probably the Beyonder, and another villain, and they also wanted the movie to become much more multiversal. That's something he reported. Didn't know exactly how that would work. About a month after that, Daniel reports that maybe Deadpool and Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine will be in Avengers 5 as well. Now, what does all of that mean? It means they've been throwing shit at the wall. They probably have whiteboards all over the place. They're doing drafts. They're trying to come up with ways to make this make sense and to work. This is the new direction. So now let me reread the report and let's fill it in with context. Marvel has told some Avengers actors to clear their schedules for the Avengers films, plural. They figured out the direction. Smaller team, no Fantastic Four, and a lot of other new characters in Avengers 5. I wish Daniel was a little bit more clear. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if he just has the writing ability of an 8th grader or if he's purposely not using his proper diction and like the way to actually like subject predicate. He might just be trying to throw people off. But my question is he saying no Fantastic Four and no a lot of other characters in Avengers 5? Or is he saying no Fantastic Four, but there's a lot of new characters in Avengers 5? Maybe we can get some clarification. I think it means more new characters in Avengers 5. Okay? So, smaller team. That probably indicates pretty small group of Earthbound Avengers. So, instead of like She-Hulk and fucking all the Ant-Man family and Hulk and his son and Sam and his Falcon and Isaiah Bradley and like all of these lesser known and shit given about characters, I think a lot of those are off the table. Right? They suck, bro. They're bullshit. I'm sorry. They're fucking bullshit. It's not my fault you fucked around for 4 years and did a stupid-ass Phase 4 stupid bullshit thing, and I don't give a fuck about any of these characters. It's not my fault! Okay? And so I think they've kind of realized that. They've figured that out. So I think we're going to stick with maybe Sam, Hulk, And another thing that's interesting, apparently Doctor Strange is also going to be a part of this. That's a big change because Daniel was reporting that Strange would not be involved like steady for like months. He had reported that. So it's kind of interesting, right? I think we're going to assemble the we give a shit about these characters level of Avengers way faster, which is a much better idea. It's a much better idea. So what does that mean? It means probably Deadpool, Wolverine interacting with Sam Wilson and Earthbound. Something pops off, and all of a sudden people are popping up from throughout the multiverse. So I think, RDJ probably back in Avengers 5 now. Maybe that wasn't the original way it was going. This is speculation, by the way. But I think he's probably back. Toby's probably back. I think a lot of these people are probably back in Avengers 5. Maybe Wesley Snipes' Blade is back as well. Okay? So, I think Avengers 5 takes that kind of a direction. Okay? Now, a couple other things I want to talk about. Because the Avengers versus X-Men, that's the glue. That's the glue that's going to make this all make sense, okay? So, here we have Jeff Snyder saying that Marvel is pretty close to hiring a writer for the new X-Men film with an announcement likely to come in the next few weeks. Jeff also talked about when they're going to be filming. I can't seem to find that right now. But he is talking about when they're going to film Avengers 5. Okay, well, I can't seem to find that. But let's just talk about Avengers versus X-Men. So, you have people like Holyfield News. You have Alex Perez have been talking about and teasing Avengers versus X-Men. We've talked about this before. So, the X-Men movie, the one that Snyder is talking about, the one that's looking for a writer right now that has been having pitches over the past year, I strongly feel that is an X-Men movie that's really Avengers versus X-Men. And dude, and Carlos is right. You can't do AVX without Steve Rogers and Tony Stark. Why would you even want to? Right? So I think Marvel has probably gotten to this place, and there's a lot of signs that this is what's happening. You look at what Brad Winder, there's just a lot of fucking signs, okay? But I think they've realized, yeah, we can't just make any character popular. We can't Guardians of the Galaxy every time. Maybe that was a false positive. We need to lean on super popular characters, super popular actors. We need the juice. We need the sauce, right? So I think there's a lot of signs that is what's happening. And, I don't think it's a coincidence that RDJ's throwing out stuff about coming back. I don't think it's going to be a coincidence that Chris Evans potentially back in Deadpool Wolverine. I don't think any of this is a coincidence. I think the cows have come home. I think Feige realized that this drip drop strategy of dangling the goods in front of us while making us watch bullshit characters and bullshit movies, it's just not working anymore. It's just not working anymore. And by the way, I like some of those bullshit characters in movies. I think Shang-Chi's fantastic. I actually like the Eternals. I like some of that stuff. But it's not about me, guys. Frankly, it's kind of not about a lot of you either. They've already got my money. I'm going to go see all this shit. But if you look at the box office, it's pretty clear they don't have everybody. They just don't. So if you look at the buzz, you look at the hype, you look at what people are actually buying tickets for, it's obvious. We need to just go back to the OGs. You need to bring in the fucking X-Men. You need to just do all that shit. Stop talking about it. Be about it. That's what they need to do. So when we then get into the X-Men movie, let's talk about this. The X-Men movie is rumored to be about the X-Men universe that we visit at the end of the Marvels. Now, there was a report the other day about Teyana Pierce, I think is her name, right? Who plays Rambooty? What's her name? They were going to do a series with her, but that got scrapped after the Marvels, and now she's just in another project. Did you catch that? That came out within the past couple of days. That other project is the X-Men movie. That X-Men movie is going to deal with the fact that someone from our universe is now in the X-Men universe. And I think that movie is going to build towards an Avengers versus X-Men conflict that will basically be between the X-Men of that universe, which could include a variant of Hugh Jackman, or you could have our variant of Hugh Jackman from Deadpool and Wolverine be on the side of the Avengers, which would be kind of interesting, right? But regardless, what that then becomes is, oh, we'll go see Avengers 5, Secret Wars Part 1. All your favorite heroes are coming back. We're going to pop right into the crazy multiverse shit. It's going to be hype as hell. Oh, and by the way, you're also going to have Avengers vs. X-Men, and you're going to see the classic Fox X-Men fight against the classic Avengers in a big spectacle movie, which all intents and purposes is like Secret Wars Part 2. And then you will actually get to Secret Wars, which will have all of those characters now on the Void battle world fighting to try to stop the Beyonder, to set the timeline back. This will probably include Loki, the Secret Avengers from the multiverse, all of that crazy stuff. So, to me, guys, we have gone from, like, this is real talk. Like, this is just me as a fan. My perspective on this is we went from, I've got to deal with the shitty Avengers fighting the shitty villain for a movie before you pop off and do the shit we all really want to see. That's what the Kang Dynasty felt like to me as a fan. It felt like, okay, I got to go deal with this because it's going to lead to the dope shit. And what this new plan feels like is, oh, hell no, bro. We're going to have the dope shit. Then we're going to have even more dope shit. Then we're going to have the dopest dope you've ever smoked in Secret Wars. It's going to be fucking mind-blowing. So I've gone from, yeah, no, I think this will work, and I think it'll be hype, and like, you know, perhaps Marvel is back. Perhaps we could return to form, to, oh my fucking God, they're doing it. This shit's about to pop off. Like, this is about to pop off. And there's so much exciting shit that can happen between just those three movies and beyond it. What are they going to do as far as Disney Plus shows? What are they going to do with other movies? Are we getting another Battle World movie? You've got Blade, right? You've got the homie coming back for multiple projects. Holy shit, dude. There's all sorts of cool stuff you can do with that. So I think this is absolutely incredible news. I think this is something they've been working hard to try to figure out over the past year and a half. And I think it will also be what they announce at San Diego Comic-Con this summer. And you fuckers better be there on the stream unless you're there live. If you're there live, awesome. Good for you. If you're not there live, you better take the day off work. You better get a babysitter. You better shut your goddamn mouth when you're talking to me. And you better be in that stream when we're reacting to the announcements from San Diego Comic-Con, because we're back, baby. We're fucking back, baby. And that shit is gonna, let's go. So that's the news. That's the big Avengers versus X-Men news. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's go. What do you guys think? Oh, I'm so excited. I'm sweating. I'm so excited. I always say we're getting sweaty. We're literally getting sweaty. We're getting fucking sweaty now. Josh, don't jinx us. Yeah, my bad. It's too late. It's too late for me. It's too late. I've drank the Kool-Aid. George Lucas is back. Marvel's back. Everything's back. It's too late for me. All right, let me catch up on some chats here. Leon with a 5 spot. Appreciate you, brother. Says, I don't know if I've ever asked, but what figures is on the shelf behind? Also, happy Friday, y'all. Can't wait to chill this weekend with my Steam Deck. Dude, that's dope. You got a Steam Deck? That's cool. What figures are on the shelf? Let me see. We got the Ronin Funko Pop from Star Wars. We've got a signed Nerdvengers logo that all the members, they bought me an espresso machine when we had Liam. And a bunch of people bought it and signed it. It's awesome. I love that. We got Black Suit Superman from the Snyder Cut from McFarlane Toys. We've got the Mjolnir popcorn from Love and Thunder. Even though it's a fucking horrible movie, that popcorn can was dope. We've got a Daredevil Coke can. We got an Iron Man helmet. And we got Iron Man's arc reactor. Woo! There you go. What about Doom, Josh? Don't you worry about Doom. You're gonna get a big old serving of Doom. I can feel it. Leonard says, damn, AVX rant was epic. So hyped. Oh, hell yeah. What happened to the Battle World phase between Secret Wars movies? I think it's still happening. I think that's why the homie signed for multiple projects. Yeah, Wesley Snipes has already signed with Marvel Studios to return as Blade in multiple multiverse saga projects. That's between Avengers 5 and Avengers 6. They might now push Secret Wars and give us AVX in the middle of it to hold us over. Woo! So I think it's still happening. I think it's real. Crimson Camera says, whatever happened to the... Oh, no, I just talked about that. When does the new Daredevil Born Again show come out? Probably next year. There's no way. Isn't he still in jail? No, he's out. He's out and about. He's doing his thing. He even commented on coming to Marvel like a couple of years ago. What happened to World War Hulk? That's a good question. World War Hulk is either still happening or it isn't. Maybe it's tied to Shang-Chi too. Maybe not. We'll see. Where do you think Galactus falls into all of this? Or maybe I missed that part. Okay, so let's talk about that. Fantastic Four, not in Avengers 5. I still think they're in Secret Wars. So I think they will show up for Avengers 6. I don't think they have much to do with AVX. I don't think they're going to have anything to do with Avengers 5. But I think they have a big part to play in Secret Wars. And I think Doctor Doom will also have a big part to play in Secret Wars, for sure. As far as Galactus, I don't really think he's going to have a big role. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't really think so. I want Eternals 2. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, my friend, I don't think you're going to get Eternals 2. You will get the Eternals characters again. Maybe in Secret Wars, maybe even involved in AVX. Who knows? What if it's AVXVE and it's like a three-way battle or something? That would be crazy. Did you say that unironically? I never say anything unironically. Ironically. Wow, it's been 5 years since Avengers Endgame came out. Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Do you think they will do Doc Strange 3 Time Runs Out? So there's a lot of rumors about that. It's absolutely possible that they do that. I missed somebody's super chat. No, I think I talked about it. Oh, wait. Okay. Hey, Josh, I just got Crisis Protocol, and it's my first miniature game. Any recommendations on paint and tools? Nerdvengers for life. Yeah. So I will say this. The quality of brushes, not super important, especially when you're just starting out. I will say you want to get either a wet palette or you want to be able to make a wet palette. I will also tell you, please, for the love of God, go very thin on your coats of paint. Take your paint, water it down, and start with very light coats. If you go heavy, you're going to fuck it up. So that's my advice. Grab a paintbrush set, grab some acrylic paint, figure out a wet palette so you can mix it. Start with thin coats, and then just have fun. Watch tutorials. Eventually you'll start to blend. You'll get into edge highlighting, oil washes. There's all kind of fun stuff you can try. But start slow. Your palette's wet too? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that's my advice, man. Hell yeah. And Mr. JB, thanks for the 5 gifted, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Edge. Oh, my God. Wesley Snipes' cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine would be epic. It would be pretty cool. Yeah, it would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Oh, I think, frankly, this is a little bit of copium, right? So, I honestly don't know how Kevin Feige thinks of little old me. I don't even know if he knows who I am, even though he probably does because I spoiled shit and he hates fucking spoilers. And he's probably like, fuck that guy. He might hate me. He might. I don't know what he thinks of little old me, but I can tell you what I think of him. I think he's an incredible producer. The GOAT. My GOAT! I think part of the reason Phase 4 sucked is because he was just focusing on Secret Wars. I really believe that. I think he was working on building something bigger than Endgame, and it took a lot of his time and energy and focus, and so he delegated to a bunch of people that either suck or just not as good or had their own agenda, etc., etc. So I think he took his, I think he let go of the reins a little bit. And I think he was focusing on this. And I think what happened was like the rubber kind of met the road. Meaning, shit got so bad that he kind of was like pulled away from that future stuff and tried to fix what was currently going on, putting out a bunch of fires, stuff like that. Okay? But I think the solution, which is kind of cool, is to like just do the shit he's been working on for years. It feels like we're finally at a spot because, bro, like we know he met in 2019 with Patrick Stewart, with Hugh Jackman, potentially with Wesley Snipes. This dude was out there. He was making moves immediately after Endgame. A lot of it was low key, but stuff I've been talking about for years because I'm fucking obsessed with it. Right? So I know he's been doing that. So I think we're now going to see the fruit of all of that labor because as the president of a company and as the producer, that's part of your job is like getting the talent together, right? So we're finally now going to see the fruits of his labor. We're finally going to see all the real work he was doing as the MCU was kind of fucking burning. And it's now going to be the thing that brings a lot of Marvel fans back and gets people really excited about the MCU again. I strongly feel that way. Like, I feel really, really good about this. And a lot of the stuff we're hearing right now, like, bro, it's time. It's time. And so I am, I'm pretty excited, man. I'm pretty excited. J Mike Gaming says with a 10 spot, I really appreciate it, bro. Says, genuinely, what do you think Bob Iger's plan for Star Wars is? He's been so vocal about getting things turned around, yet nothing for Star Wars. Why do you suppose that is? Take my money, you nerd, you. Thanks, man. I appreciate the support. Thank you. It's a good question. We talked about this a little bit earlier. Bob's talking a lot about Marvel, and I think that's because he, like, again, he knows what's coming. By the way, do you guys remember in an interview earlier this year, Bob Iger said something to the effect of, I don't want to give anything away, but they're going to start focusing on their stronger franchises, and I'll leave it at that. In fact, if somebody can find me that exact quote, I want to read that quote. Is this the one? It's not the Lost Focus one. It's a different one. Here it is. Here it is. But where's the actual interview? Maybe this is it. Hollywood Reporter. Yeah, he like made like a cheeky comment where he's like, I don't want to give anything away, but they're going to be focusing on their stronger franchises. That's all I'll say. Anybody got the quote? Somebody put it in Discord?
The studio and its movie assets are number one at the global box office this year so far. That said, we're extremely realistic, and I'm very objective about that business, and there have been some disappointments. We would have liked some of our more recent releases to have performed better. It's reflective for not as a problem from a personnel perspective, but I think in our zeal to basically grow our content significantly to serve our mostly our streaming offerings, we ended up taxing our people way beyond, in terms of their time and their focus, way beyond where they had been. Marvel's a great example of that. They had not been in the TV business at any significant level. Not only did they increase their movie output, but they ended up making a number of television series. And frankly, it diluted focus and attention. And I think you're seeing that is, I think, more the cause than anything else.
And Pixar?
So that's the one from 9 months. There was a more recent one. There was a more recent one where he like really does give a pretty cheeky answer that kind of implies. When I heard the one I'm talking about, when I heard it, I was like, he's talking to X-Men. Like he's absolutely talking to X-Men. But regardless of all that, the question was, what's Bob Iger's plan for Star Wars? Man, that's a tough one. I mean, let me ask you guys, what would your plan be for Star Wars? Because it's gotten so bad, personally, I feel, firing Kathleen Kennedy does not do anything. Not extending her contract does not do anything. I mean, first of all, she already greenlit 3 movies, and those are Kathleen Kennedy movies. So even if she goes away, you've got Kathleen Kennedy fingerprints over all of those movies, especially the Rey movie. You know, when it comes to the shows and stuff, I mean, you've got Andor season 2, which there's an audience for it. People are excited about. I'm going to give it a fair shot, but it's like it sort of shows that you have a divided fan base, and not just like OT and, prequels or sequel fans, it's divided in so many different ways. It's like completely fractured, right? So even from the show perspective, you're going to have Andor, it's going to have its audience, and you're going to have people that don't care or don't watch it. Ahsoka season 2. I think it'll probably do fine. Will it be operating at the level of Mando season 1 and 2? No, probably not. Will it operate at the level of Book of Boba Fett? Probably not. Will it operate at the level of House of the Dragon, Last of Us, The Boys, like the real heavy hitters? No. Like, I see no... And I love Ahsoka. I'm a Dave Filoni simp, man. I'm a tier 3 sub on his OnlyFans, But I just also can read the room. I just don't see that show performing at the level. I mean, they threw fucking Anakin. They threw every goddamn thing they possibly could into Ahsoka season 1. And it still, I think, underperformed for what they wanted. And it underperformed even for me. Like, those last 2 episodes are like, what the hell was that? Acolyte is happening? What's that audience going to look like? I have no idea, but I can't imagine it's going to be universally praised and loved. You know what I mean? So... you've got Acolyte, you got Skeleton Crew. Bro, what the fuck is Skeleton Crew? Who is that for? Who is Skeleton Crew for? So you got all that. You had 3 movies announced at Celebration. 9 months later, a new movie is coming out before all of them? I mean, I think even people that are being charitable would have to agree this is a completely mismanaged, flailing company. They are flailing. Right? So what's the strategy with Star Wars? I would say this is probably what the strategy legitimately is. And I'm trying to be kind, like I'm trying to be chill, but I also have to call it as I see it. The plan is to probably just see how these movies are going to do. You know what I mean? Like, the plan is probably literally like, well, I don't know if it can get much worse. Maybe these movies will tap into some excitement. That I think is the general plan, is like, let's see how these movies do. And then I think if the movies underperform, I think you're going to see massive sweeping changes over there. But if the movie, I think, if the movies do all right, maybe they just keep treading along. Star Wars may well be a brand that can continue to make money, even though it is nowhere near its glory days and the company's flailing. They need to see what the box office is. They need to see how the parks and some of the video game stuff, like, they need to see how it's actually doing. And then I think, like, it's going to depend on the movies. I think the movies is like a litmus test, and what does okay mean? I mean, reportedly, The Mandalorian and Grogu's budget's actually relatively low. So I think it's like $125 million, and they got massive tax incentives. So, like, dude, that's going to be a pretty cheap movie for them to make. At least that's my understanding of it. I could be wrong on that. That's my understanding of it. So I think if Mando and Grogu gets 500, 600, 700 milli, they're loving it. The Rey movie, I think, is going to cost double. I could be wrong. I don't think we know for sure, but I think they're going to spend a butt ton of money on that. Because think about the logic of Kathleen Kennedy. Mando and Grogu, incredibly popular. Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, absolutely beloved creators. Let's not give them a lot of resources. Completely untested in a feature film about a character that a lot of people don't like, but they're females. Give them all the money. And by the way, I'm being a little shitty there, but that's also not very far away from the truth. That's how she thinks. So I expect Charmin Obed should never have been given that fucking movie to get twice the budget of people that have been carrying water for the brand for almost a decade, longer for Dave, that deserve more, that should be given more time, attention, resources, and everything. I expect it to be the exact ass backwards fucking way that they should handle it. And so what that will result in is the most risky project having the most to lose. What does that box office look like? I don't know. I don't know. I can't imagine it's super good. But maybe it is. Maybe we're all wrong. Maybe it'll crack $1 billion and we're all like, damn, okay. And then do they even make the Mangold movie? Do they even make Dave's movie? I think it kind of depends on those two. I think it depends on the Rey movie, and I think it depends on Mando and Grogu. And I think you'll either see a continuation of the plan or clean slate. But then again, like, so it's like funny because like, even as I'm explaining this to you guys, I can't quite make sense of like even why they're letting her do this. You know what I mean? Like I can't even make sense of like what's happening right now. So you're asking me to project using reason and logic what I think the plan is for the future. And it's like very hard. I don't understand. You know what I mean? I mean, as a Star Wars fan, I mean, look, I don't know. Where are you guys at with it? I'm at a pretty apathetic place with Star Wars. You know, next Friday, Star Wars comes to Fortnite. I'm more excited for that than basically any of the other shit they're doing, including the movie with the stone face lady. Like, I'm more excited for that. I'll put 5-6 hours in next Friday using lightsabers, throwing people around with the Force, chilling with the homies. That's going to be dope. So there's a part, obviously I still love Star Wars. But I mean, dude, I'll tell you this. Acolyte, if I don't like the first episode of Acolyte, it's a super easy skip for me. Like, super easy. I am so apathetic, I'll make one video. I'm not even going to fight with people on Twitter. I don't even care enough to fight with people on Twitter about Acolyte. So that's like super easy skip for me. I'll probably see all the movies. But I'm at I honestly, like, I kind of don't care. And that's crazy. I mean, dude, I love Star Wars. My dogs are named Luke and Leia. You know what I mean? Like, I love Star Wars. I live and breathe Star Wars. But I'm at a place now where there's so much good entertainment out there. What does it really matter to me if Star Wars continues to be what it is? So, I don't know. I know we went on a wild fucking tangent there, but I appreciate the question from J Mike Gaming, and that's kind of my, that's kind of my thing. Did you see at 056 in the Deadpool 3 trailer, the combo matches Toby and Flash's fight in Spider-Man 1? Yeah, and I know a lot of people think that's intentional. And maybe it is, but it's also just feels like, you know, pretty normal choreography, you know? So I don't know. Yeah, but I did see it. It's kind of cool. I did see it, though. Jay Morris says, are people going to see the Rey movie? Poll it, please. Yeah, let's poll it. I'll tell you what. I'm going to go see it. Will you go see the Rey movie in theaters? Crimson Camera, thanks for the 5, says, now headed out. Cheers for the good stream. Have a good one. Nerd Avengers for life. Unity. Hey, I appreciate it, brother. And then Sajid says, Kenobi killed my unfettered love with Star Wars. Kenobi was certainly a deep, deep wound, in my opinion. So, yeah. Make a reluctantly option? No, because that doesn't matter. It matters if you're going to see it. You can be reluctant all you want. You go see the movie, you're adding to the total that they're going to use to decide whether or not it's successful. For me, it was Kenobi and Ahsoka. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that before. I know some people feel that way. It's all good if you do. Tales of the Empire watch party? Yeah, right. Nah, probably not. Probably not. I'll talk about it on stream, though. Boba was bad, but Kenobi was the one that told me it was over for real. Yeah, Kenobi was heartbreaking. But I will say the finale of Kenobi was kind of like a Band-Aid on the wound. Because the finale is kind of good. The finale kind of works. I think the fact that the poll is even close is telling. Oh, yeah, I'd agree with that. Do you even want a Tales of the Empire focusing on Elsbeth? I mean, I'm interested in the Elsbeth character, but I won't lie. Like, there's other elements that I think are a little bit more interesting about her, or about that character, meaning her relation with Thrawn. That makes it interesting. Her relation to what we see, Corvus and that, her fighting Grievous. Like, there's stuff that, like, makes it interesting. Elsbeth on her own, I don't feel one way or the other. It's not like I see Elsbeth and I'm like, dude, the design of this character is so cool. I gotta see what this shit's about. Mother Talzin looks cooler than fucking her. So, yeah, I'm not instantly drawn in. I did like her, though, in Ahsoka. So, J Mike Gaming says with the 10 spot. That's very generous, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for the support today, guys. Yeah, it's bizarre. Iger seems to have decent logic and reason, but Star Wars is the complete opposite. If I was CEO of Disney, I would have deleted the entire board of Lucas by now. Yeah, but who are you going to replace him with? Like, I think it's one thing to be like, I have identified that this is a problem. What's the solution? Because let me tell you something. It's really bad right now for Star Wars. And in some ways, I almost can't imagine it being worse. But in some ways, I can. I think it could be worse. And I certainly think it could be worse as far as the numbers. You know what I mean? So, tough. It's a tough one. I don't know what the answer is for Star Wars. I mean, as a Star Wars fan, I feel like pretty like lost. I don't have confidence that they will turn it around. And it's the opposite of that with Marvel. I have a lot of confidence that Marvel will turn it around. And I actually have evidence that they're still capable of making incredible shit. Like, X-Men 97 is so good. Dude, it's about to win a fucking Emmy. X-Men 97 is way better than we thought it was going to be. Holy shit. Crazy. Guardians 3, fantastic. You can't deny it. It's an incredible movie. So, it's just, there's a big difference. Big difference. Riley says with the 10 spot, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I feel like I get lucky with you seeing my chats. So here's a 10 spot. Nerd Ventures for life. Damn, that's very kind. Appreciate that. Thank you. Rob was right about Bastion. Yeah, he was. He was, huh? Which is a shame because one of you guys could have got $1,000. You know what I mean? That would have been fun too. Enjoy the few good things and ride it out, my dude. That's the strat. That's the strategy for me. Enjoy what I can with Star Wars. I'm not going to think about it too much. I'm just going to try to keep it moving. You know? How hype are you for Sharon Carter in Armor Wars? Not really. Not really that hype for that, I'll be honest with you. Not really that big of a fan of that one. But maybe. Just maybe. It'll be cool. Maybe, just maybe, it'll be cool. Okay, couple other small stories that we got to get to, guys. And then I want to watch a video. I think Screen Crush did a video that I was interested in. It was something we'd talked about on stream, and then I saw, like, he did a video on it. I was like, ooh, nice. So I want to watch that. All right, let's get into a couple other things here, okay? All right, here we go. All right, this one's kind of interesting. Scarlett Johansson's top secret Marvel project is a TV series for Disney Plus. Now, the story here is interesting. You guys remember when Scarlett Johansson sued Marvel Studios? Through that lawsuit, we learned that the Russo brothers were actually in talks to do Secret Wars. And I remember I did an emergency stream because I was like, Disney, if you really let Russo brothers Secret Wars fall apart, I will never forgive you. How dare you? And I don't know if that has anything to do with them not coming back, but it seems like Marvel might not have liked that they were putting that pressure on them publicly. Because like Russo's, they're not coming back. Probably not. I'd love for them to come back, but probably not, right? Well, we also learned through that Scarlett Johansson was actually said to produce something in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So now we have it revealed that it's going to be a Disney Plus show. So couple of different options on this. I hope that it's something in the Battle World saga or something multiversal. Like I've thought about Nomad. I thought about the project of Steve Rogers and his journey to replace the Infinity Stones after Endgame. I would love that, and maybe she could be in it as well, although I think she'll probably mostly just be producing it and helping it. It could also potentially be some Yelena project or something like that, which like at face value seems pretty fucking lame, but it could be something multiversal or something super fun. So yeah, this is kind of coming out, and it's flying under the radar because of a lot of other big news that's out there. But I think it's pretty cool. What do you guys think it is? I like my hope would be that it's a Chris Evans project. It's like a Nomad project because Chris Evans and Scarlett Johansson, they're like really good friends, and they worked a lot together, obviously via the Avengers movies, Winter Soldier. Their relationship in Endgame I thought was brilliant. It's a really cool part of that movie. So I think she would work well within a role like that. I also think if you bring Scarlett back and you have her as a producer, you can't just make something, in my opinion. I think that would be a disservice. If you just bring her back, it's hype, oh shit, she's back as a producer, and all of a sudden it's like some bullshit. Like, nah, man, like you can't do that. It's got to be a big deal. And also, Disney Plus itself can no longer just do bullshit shows. Like we've gotten to a point with Marvel where, bro, none of us want to watch that kind of shit. It better be epic. It better be really cool. And I think Marvel's in a place where that's probably what they want to do. You could still do ground level. You can still do street level and have it have a multiversal element or bring in some juice, make it really, really interesting and really cool. A lot of questions on whether or not she will return for Secret Wars. I think she probably will. So could this be sort of teeing that up, setting up some kind of scenario in which she does come back? I'm not really sure. But those are sort of my thoughts. Maybe something with Tony as well, but that doesn't fit as well. The Steve Rogers stuff to me is what really fits with this one. So that's just a little bit of news here. ScarJo coming back, Disney Plus series. What do you think, chat? Like, what do you think? What do you guys think? What do you think? Bring her back? I'd love to bring her back. Dude, she kind of hard carries. Like, I think she's great in the Avengers movies. I think, especially now when we look at how the dynamic in some of the new MCU stuff is like, like ScarJo, man, she was great. She has great character stuff, a great arc, and I think she helps as like the glue to bring a lot of that machismo together in interesting ways. I thought she was really good. How could they do Nomad on Battleworld? So, you know how in Deadpool 3, we're seeing all of these different either X-Men or X-Men villains doing like Mad Max type shit and just surviving on Battleworld? Do that with Chris Evans. So Chris Evans pops out of the time platform in the white suit with Mjolnir and the Infinity Stones, and he's just on the void. And then you do a story about him trying to figure out what the hell happened and how he can try to help. That's how you do it. You could also like have him pop up on like a random other universe. Like there's a lot of other ways you could do it. But yeah. Yeah. No, I have. I've been pushing for that since Endgame. It's just too perfect. Like that's a thread that is too perfect to not pick back up later. Maybe you should write comics for them. Hey, I'm trying. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, so there's the news on that. I think it would be cool, man. Bring her back, ScarJo! Let's go! Yeah, it really left it easy to bring Evans back with that time pad. Yeah, 100%. I don't think that's an accident. They're too sharp over there. They're too sharp over there to do that kind of shit. You know what I mean? What's the other one here? We already talked about Wesley Snipes. Oh, Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer. Kiki Palmer in the news when it comes to Marvel. So check this out. Daniel RPK, Marvel is interested in Kiki Palmer for a big role in the MCU. It's unknown if they've already met, but if they haven't, it will happen in the future. Yeah, let's not talk about Kiki. What? What's wrong with Kiki? Y'all don't want to talk about Kiki anymore? No, we don't want to do it? All right, so let's talk about this. Who's she going to play? Do you guys remember the bit she did where she wanted to be Rogue? And she got the people and did like the CGI shit, and then she's like, breaks the fourth wall. Did you see the Rogue thing? Yeah, of course. Yeah, no, that's what we're talking about right now, bro. What's going on here? Yeah, we're talking about it. Yeah. I mean, look, you know, some of you guys would like her as Rogue. Some of you guys wouldn't like her as Rogue. Let me know. Would you like her as Rogue or not? Put a yes or a no into the chat, okay? But let's just be real. Given the trajectory of where things are going, I think we know what's going on. And ladies and gentlemen, I give you the new MCU Magneto, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, the new MCU Magneto, Kiki Palmer. But that's a joke. Don't, hey, no, stop it on Twitter. Stop typing. Stop it. It's a joke. I'm kidding around here. Please hire me, Marvel. Holy shit. It's a fucking joke. You guys can't take a fucking joke over there? Now all of a sudden I can't work. I'm fucking Black Panther. I can't fucking work because I made one little joke? Holy shit. Can we lighten up around here? It's just a joke. All right. No, but I saw Boss Logic make that joke, and this motherfucker works with Marvel all the time. So if they bring this shit up, I'm going right to his shit. Sorry, boss. But that's real talk. I'm going to be like, oh, yeah? Well, y'all better stop getting this motherfucker to make posters. Anyway. Yeah, so, look, I like Kiki Palmer. I really do. I think she's cool, man. I think she's funny. I think she's got a lot of charisma. You know what I mean? Like, she really does, right? So I think she would be cool to have in the MCU. Now, do I see her as Rogue? Not really, but I wouldn't necessarily mind a race-bent Rogue. And if they did end up making Rogue black and it was Kiki, like, I'm kind of chill with that. Again, your results may vary. Some of you guys are going to lose your fucking minds. Some of you guys are going to think it's the best thing ever. That's fine. We can have opinions. We can disagree about shit. That's fine. It's fine. What do you guys think about her as Storm? Could that work? Or is that too crazy, chat? What do you think about her as Storm? Oh, wait. Didn't she have a baby then? Talking about showing a baby down in the show. Did she really? Ooh, yeah, she did do that with Usher and shit. Yeah. Let's not talk about that. You know what I mean? Let's not focus on that. No. Yes. It works. Yeah, I think she could do it. She can do a British accent. Is she British in one of these shows? No, she doesn't look epic enough. No, needs accent. Wow, we're really getting into the weeds on this one. So, do you think that Halle Berry is a better pick for Storm than Kiki Palmer? Because I kind of think they both... Really? But is that just nostalgia talking? Because I'll be real. Like, I like Halle Berry as Storm. She's not fucking Storm. Are you kidding me? Like, no disrespect. I like Halle Berry as Storm because I was a child and I watched her be Storm, and it's cool. But that's not really Storm. Like, look, you got Storm in the X-Men 97. That feels like Storm. And I'm not even saying it's like you've got to be like really, really dark skinned, although I think that could help. I think there is a certain exotic energy that should exude from Storm. And I think both Kiki and Halle Berry lack that exotic energy. Like a gravitas. Yes. I'll steal that one. But I could also see it work. I could see it work. Who else do you think Kiki could play or should play in the MCU? What do you guys think? Because it almost feels like it would be an X-Men. I mean, she did the Rogue thing. They're doing Rogue, or rather, they're doing X-Men. They're doing Fox X-Men. They're doing multiversal X-Men, right? An older Ironheart. Man, I gotta say, I mean, that could work. An extra. Damn, Justin, you're hating, bro. Did the Usher shit kind of hit you funny? Like, what's the deal with all that? You know what I mean? I just want to know. If I made a video like she did with Rogue, and they were like, what about this character from all new, all different Marvel that basically nobody likes? I would be furious. I'd be like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? That'd be my thing. I'd be like, talk about a downgrade. Holy shit. DeWanda Wise as Storm. Let me look her up. Oh, hell yeah. I just saw her face and I was like, yeah, perfect. I've seen her in some shit. She was in John Wick, maybe? Oh, she's the gal in the Jurassic World, whatever. Yeah, she'd be great. She would be great as Storm. Hell yeah. Okay, but who else do we think Kiki could be? Pull it up? Okay, I'll pull it up for you guys. That's her. Like that feels like Storm to me. And it's not just because she's black. It's not just because she's dark skinned. There's an exotic nature. It's like her facial structure, her eyes. Holy shit. Yeah, she's beautiful, man. Should be a good pick. Kiki Palmer. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I kind of like Kiki. I'm not really hung up on the Usher shit, although that was a little bit wild. I just think she's like a very charismatic actress, so I think she would do well. But I can't really see, like, first of all, I don't hate her as Rogue. I really don't. I could even see her as Storm. I'm trying to think of who else, but yeah, I'm kind of coming up short. But I would like her. I wouldn't even mind her as Rogue. Like, real talk, I would not. Mystique? I don't really see her as Mystique. Mystique is like more mysterious. I feel like Mystique can blend into a crowd, and not just because of her powers, but like she's like, that's her thing. Like, her energy is like that. And I feel like Kiki is like, I need to be seen. I need to be out here with Usher. Like, you know what I mean? Like, her, she's charismatic. She's like an A-type personality. Like, I don't think that's Mystique. Misty Knight? Holy shit. That could be great. That could be great. I like that. I like that. Misty Knight? Yeah, Kiki is Misty Knight. That would go kind of hard, dude. I like it. So, interesting. You know, she's, I think still a big star. So it's kind of cool they're tackling her. I also kind of like the idea. I know a lot of you guys are like, what, Rogue? No way. But I like the initiative. Doing that video, it was kind of funny. So I think it's kind of cool. I wouldn't mind her in the MCU. Kind of cool. Wait, Beyonder says, I talked about this last night on my show, also said the Wanda Wise is the perfect Storm class. Plus, she's already said she wants it. She said she wants it? Wow. Say no more. We need a model-esque looking girl as Storm. I agree with that. 100%. Yeah. Because of her personality, I don't really see her playing a serious role. I think that's fair. Kind of interesting, huh? Okay. I think that's all the little bits here. I don't know if we kind of talked about Wesley. I was going to talk about Wesley Snipes, but we kind of already talked about Wesley Snipes. So maybe we just kind of react to a couple videos and get on out of here. What do you think, Chet? What you guys want to do, eh? What do you guys and girls want to do about all this here, huh? Mystique? Deathbird? Deathbird, you say. That's interesting. Did you see that Ryan Aries said that you voiced Captain America in his X-Men 97 breakdown? I did not see that, but that's kind. Did it sound like me? Or is he just saying that because that Captain America was like kind of leaning on the right and he's like, it's like a shot. I don't know. In the end, anybody could be a variant. That's true. But I think, like anybody can be a variant. But I think one of the reasons that like the variants of Loki work so well is because our idea of Loki is so well formulated. So then you get the different ones and it's cool. Like there's a juxtaposition, right? What happened to all the Denzel Magneto rumors? They kind of died off, but who knows? I mean, they could still be doing that. I'll tell you this. I think the reason those rumors died is because Feige probably realized building up a totally different X-Men team while still wanting to play off of the Fox X-Men for Secret Wars was not going to work. So I think that's why the X-Men movie that's being built right now is probably mostly Fox X-Men. It's going to be mostly recast. So maybe that's like why it died down. I don't know, though. Oh, here it is, the Dark Avengers one. Yeah, I want to watch this. This is cool. Fenora says, wish Chadwick got to have his queen, T'Challa Jr. I mean, that would be cool. I think you just get a T'Challa from the multiverse. I think we need T'Challa, and not his kid. You know what I mean? Like, the kid's cool, like, that's fine. But, nah, fam. Like, just bring T'Challa back via the, what's the word I'm trying to say? Via, like, the multiverse and the soft reboot.
Video. The Thunderbolts movie got a new title. Kind of, but we think it's going to be getting another title change very soon. A title that will cement President Thunderbolt Ross as the Norman Osborn of the MCU, and also set Ross up as a key player in the Multiversal War coming to Universe 616 and Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. Welcome back to Screen Crush, I'm Ryan Airy, and the Thunderbolts got a new title card featuring a new font and a little asterisk at the end. Now, this new title card was first spotted in a behind-the-scenes video with Florence Pugh on set of the movie, and then again at Marvel Studios CinemaCon presentation where Kevin Feige actually acknowledged the slight change.
That is the official title of the movie, is Thunderbolts with a asterisk, and we won't talk any more about that until after the movie comes out.
And also, guys, I have a special announcement. We've got merch over on ScreenCrushMerch.com.
Dude, like, it's not that it's a bad idea, but it's a little like, okay, Kevin, like, you're doing all this stuff and all this, and then the fucking asterisks, though, like, you know, again, I love this guy. I think he's a brilliant producer, but like the asterisks, though, but then again, we're talking about it. Ryan's making a video about it, so maybe, you know.
We've got lots of awesome shirts that we design ourselves, such as the MCU Savior shirt, Bert and Ernie as Deadpool and Wolverine, our X-Men 97 lineup, including my new favorite, Mon Cher, a tribute to Gambit.
Remember it.
Shopping our merch store is the best way to directly support our channel so that we can keep making videos like this one for you. Thank you so much for your support. The links are below. So, we think this asterisk in the Thunderbolts title is confirmation that the movie will indeed be getting a new name. And we're pretty sure that new title is going to be...
It's called the Revenges.
Revenges?
Right, what's it gonna be?
The Dark Avengers.
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening.
Yeah. Yo, how many of you guys remember how much I used to talk about Dark Avengers? Like 2018, 2019, I used to talk about Dark Avengers all the time, to the point where you guys would get fucking mad. You would literally be like, stop talking about Dark Avengers. Take a shot every time Josh talks about Dark Avengers. Oh, hell yeah.
And this change in the title could tell us a lot about the plot of the film and how it will play into the greater MCU and how the film is going to tie into Captain America, Brave New World. Our very own Colton Ogburn saw exclusive footage of Brave New World at CinemaCon. And in this exclusive scene, we saw an exchange between Thunderbolt Ross and Sam Wilson, suggesting that the Dark Avengers are coming.
I am coming.
Hey, good news person, I bought a car.
That's great, man, but how did you afford a car?
Oh, I can't afford it. I am deeply in debt.
Dude, you have to stop overspending so much.
But finances are so boring and confusing. And look at my car. Beep, beep.
No, finances are not confusing. Not if you use the mobile app Rocket Money. Rocket Money helps you to save more and spend less. It's an easy-to-use personal finance manager that lets you manage your subscriptions, lower your bills, check your credit score, and plan for your financial future.
Gee whiz, all that in just one app?
Yes, and it's very easy to use. I input my financial details and found out that I was spending $40 a month in subscription services that I totally forgot about. Like, for our job here, one time I had to research a movie that was on Showtime, so I signed up for the free trial, totally forgot about it, and then I was billed later on. But Rocket Money, I didn't.
That's how they get you, man. I wonder how much shit I'm paying. God damn it.
These extra services, and then you can even cancel these services from within the app. No customer service calls. Rocket Money has helped save its customers up to $740 a year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. But it is also great for budgeting. Another time, I signed up for a Costco membership with a credit card that I never used, and then I didn't catch the annual membership fee. My credit score dropped 60 points because I missed the payments.
Oh, geez, that really sucks.
That's crazy.
It really...
Credit system's a fucking scam, by the way. Oh, you're talking to a guy that's got like 800 credit. But it is a scam. Like, ugh.
It really does, but Rocket Money would have caught that mistake. So if you use Rocket Money, you can analyze your spending habits to create a custom budget that works with your lifestyle, and you get notifications when you've exceeded your budget limits. So to save more and spend less, join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today. Go to rocketmoney.com/screencrush or use the link in the description to get started for free. Now, back to what I was saying. So in June of 2022,
I'll skip the ad right now, guys.
As the final film of Phase 5 of the MCU. This character poster lineup for the Thunderbolts featured Valentina Allegra. You know her from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Black Widow.
Kind of wish I didn't know her, to be honest with you. And she's an incredible actress, but what the hell has this whole plot been? It's just, ugh.
And Wakanda Forever. She's the director of the CIA and has seemingly been forming a team of anti-heroes. Oh, and she's also Everett Ross's ex-wife.
Maybe I'll drop by sometime and jump on your Peloton.
I am coming.
This lineup
Nice, dude.
also includes Ghost from Ant-Man and the Wasp, Red Guardian from Black Widow, Black Widow's sister, Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes as Winter Soldier, John Walker's U.S. Agent, and Taskmaster. So the Thunderbolts were first introduced in the comics in 1997. They were tasked with filling the void of the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, who were thought to be dead at the time. Baron Zemo secretly led the team as Citizen V, and the other team consisted of other villains disguised as heroes. Now, over the years, they have served as both villains and anti-heroes, and the team has consisted of various characters from Marvel's Rogues Gallery, and heroes like Hawkeye.
You didn't see that coming?
Now, while the Thunderbolts share a name with Thunderbolt Ross, it is important to point out that this team originally had no connection to Thunderbolt Ross in the comics. But it's long been speculated that the MCU's version of the Thunderbolts would be named after Thunderbolt Ross and would be a team that was formed as his own version of the Avengers, enhanced individuals that he could control and use as his own task force.
I think that's fair. I think it's a fair way to taste.
Of anti-heroes, similar to Amanda Waller and the Suicide Squad. With several of these characters having criminal pasts, I could easily see some of this team's members being blackmailed into serving as a member of Ross's team. He could even offer them pardons as president. But I could also see Ross convincing characters like Bucky and Yelena to fill the shoes of Avengers like Steve Rogers and Black Widow.
But what about the Red Hulk? Please resist.
Oh, we're gonna get to that, believe me. At CinemaCon, Marvel showed exclusive footage from Captain America Brave New World, where President Thunderbolt Ross tells Sam Wilson's Captain America that he wants to reform the Avengers. Following the events of Avengers Endgame, the team has seemingly been disbanded. And since then, we've heard references to the Avengers not really being a thing anymore.
Are you the head Avenger now? No, I'm not.
And so we need you to come back, because everyone kept asking me where the Avengers are, and I don't know what to say to that.
So we know that President Ross is looking to form a team of heroes, a team that he looks to control, just like in Captain America Civil War with the Sokovia Accords. It's clear from the footage shown at the Marvel panel that Sam and Ross won't see eye to eye on the future of the Avengers, and the two will have irreconcilable differences regarding reforming the team.
The only power I have is that I believe we can do better.
You're a real hero.
And while Captain America won't be joining this new team, we still think that President Ross will be set on forming a team of enhanced individuals as his own private attack dogs. And to get public support, he'll call this team the Avengers, or perhaps even the New Avengers. He'll credit himself with the reforming of this team of heroes tasked with protecting America and the world.
Do better, Senator. I know, right?
At large. After Sam Wilson was accepted as the new Captain America at the end of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Ross will realize that he needs Sam as the face of this new team in order for it to work. And when Sam refuses, I think we'll see Ross attempt to eliminate Sam and use his death to bring heroes together. After all, they need something to avenge. Our theory is that we could see...
Dude, that was so fucking ice cold. If they bring Mackie back, they do all this shit to basically pat themselves on the back. He gets one show... Nobody really talks about it anymore. 5 years later, they give him a movie, and then they're just going to kill him? Holy shit. Can you imagine?
Brave New World end with Sam having seemingly died a hero. But it will really be Ross who has taken Sam off the board and imprisoned him in a place like the Raft, like we see in Captain America Civil War. Ross will give a big speech talking about how Sam was an American hero and how his sacrifice can't be in vain. This will convince Bucky to join the new team out of respect
I gotta turn
for
gambling
both Sam
off. You guys
and
tricked
Steve.
me.
Yelena Belova will also be convinced to join and to fill the shoes of her sister and be the team's new Black Widow. Captain America Brave New World will end with the team of new Avengers being introduced to the world by President Ross, laying the groundwork for the following film that comes out the same year.
Thunderbolts asterisk.
Yes and no. It's going to be the Dark Avengers. So, the Dark Avengers are essentially Norman Osborn's Avengers.
Hell
Green Goblin had an Avengers?
Yep, it was a
Dark Avengers is so good. If you guys haven't read it, it's fantastic. One of the things that's so weird about it, too, is like, Osborn is great. He's like actually helpful. He humanizes a lot of the villains. It's very weird. Like, it's a weird read because you're like, what's going on here? Like, I'm really rooting for this guy. Like, I'm really feeling it. It's really good, dude.
Team of villains and anti-heroes very similar to the Thunderbolts. In fact, there was a time in the comics where the Dark Avengers replaced the Thunderbolts. But their most popular iteration goes as follows. After the Skrull invasion, we see Norman become head of the 50-state initiative, an initiative created by Tony Stark to have superhero teams in each of the 50 states.
Wow, does like Wyoming and Delaware really need a superhero?
I guess they do in the 616. This also put Norman in charge of the Thunderbolts, as well as S.H.I.E.L.D., which was turned into an agency called Hammer. Osborn drew a lot of scrutiny from past members of the OG Avengers, and characters like Clint Barton's Hawkeye accused him of manipulating the American people. Osborn became not only one of Spider-Man's greatest foes, but also one of the greater foes of the entire Marvel Comics universe. And we think that's a role we're going to see
I know, I told you guys, Green Goblin is S tier, man. I tried to tell you.
Thunderbolt Ross take on. Marvel, however, does not have the exclusive rights to the character of Norman Osborn. Those rights are still in the hands of Sony.
He was in the Amazon with my mom when she was researching spiders right before she died.
But Thunderbolt Ross is a great character to fill the shoes of Osborn and serve the same role that Osborn does in the comics. So this Dark Avengers movie would open like your standard Avengers film. We'd see the new Avengers embarking on a mission orchestrated by President Ross. And throughout this film, we'd see members like Yelena and Bucky begin to question Ross's orders and not be comfortable with the missions and objectives that he is handing down. And as this new team of Avengers begins to see the darkness behind Ross, they begin to question everything, even the death of Sam Wilson. Bucky and Yelena will then break from the team and be deemed fugitives by Ross, and Ross's Avengers will be sent to apprehend them. Characters like Red Guardian, Taskmaster, Ghost, and U.S. Agent will feel a loyalty to Ross for giving them purpose and a second chance at life following their villainous past. But once Bucky and Yelena prove that Sam Wilson is alive and that Ross covered it up, we'll see them all turn on Ross and engage in an epic battle with Ross's Red Hulk. Now, in the comics, we've seen Thunderbolt Ross become the Red Hulk. Remember that Ross's first superhero obsession was Bruce Banner and the Hulk.
As far as I'm concerned, that man's whole body is property of the U.S. Army.
Images from on set of Captain America Brave New World have shown us Harrison Ford in tattered clothing, suggesting that we'll see him go Hulk in this movie. Anyways, the Avengers battle with the Red Hulk will be brutal. We'll see Ghost, U.S. Agent, Red Guardian, and Taskmaster. They'll all be killed in this gruesome slugfest, and they'll poetically die true Avengers by having stood up to Ross.
That'll be dope.
At least I died an Avenger.
Bucky, Yelena, and Sam will barely escape the clutches of Ross's giant red fist, and they will once again become fugitives. But after telling their side of the story, the country will become torn. Roughly half of the country will support the president, and the other half will support Cap and the Avengers. Just like in real-world politics, America and the world will find itself in a war of ideology. Following what Ross views as a betrayal by his Avengers, he'll decide that he doesn't need a team of heroes. He's been burned one too many times. He'll instead collect the bodies of his fallen Avengers and use their blood to give himself their powers in addition to his Hulk powers, just like we saw Norman Osborn do in the comics. In the comics, after having once again shown himself to be the villain, Norman absorbs the powers of the Dark Avengers, and after an encounter with the Red Hulk, he absorbs his powers too, transforming Osborn into the Purple Hulk. Ross, now having the powers of his Dark Avengers and the power of the Hulk, will make him a formidable foe and rid him of the need for a team. He will have what he always wanted, full control and their power. Ross will pin the deaths of the Avengers on Sam, while Sam insists that it was Ross. And just like in real life, we'll see the truth become treated as a matter of opinion. Sam, Yelena, and Bucky will begin recruiting new Avengers, and this will be where characters like She-Hulk, Spider-Man, Shang-Chi, and other new faces in the Marvel Universe will form the new team of Avengers that will follow into Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars, as well.
Nope. That shouldn't ain't happening, but it's still a cool thought.
As Avengers adjacent characters like Doctor Strange, America Chavez, Wong, and the classic heavy hitters like Hulk and Thor. The country will be at a great divide, echoing the great divide of the Avengers following Captain America Civil War. And just like the divide of the Avengers laid the groundwork for Thanos to succeed in Infinity War, the same will be true for the foe of Avengers 5. As the multiversal incursion that has been teased for many films finally begins, and Universe 616 begins to collide with another universe, we'll see a great divide on how to respond to this universal threat. Ross, as president, will work not only with other world leaders like the Ten Rings, but other leaders throughout the 616 universe as well. He'll try to convince leaders of various planets that they must destroy the other universe before it destroys theirs, while the Avengers and other groups like the Guardians of the Galaxy will strive for a more noble approach that saves both universes from annihilation, all laying the groundwork for what's to come in Avengers 5 and Avengers Secret Wars. And all of that starts with Captain America Brave New World and Phase 5's final film, The Dark Avengers. So guys, that's our idea for what the new Thunderbolts title could be and what
That's cool, man. I mean, look, I would like that. There's a lot of stuff in here that I shouldn't say I know for a fact won't happen, But, like, you know, just because of the leaks and all that stuff, like, I know some of this stuff's probably not going to happen. But, yeah, it's a really cool idea. I've been wanting Dark Avengers for a long time, and I think there's a lot of comic book ideas that he's playing with here that are cool. So, yeah, no, it's a good video. Good video.
About the future.
Hell yeah. That would be cool. Dark Avengers would be brilliant. I would really like it if they leaned into that. For sure. Stanky Entertainment says, I work 12 hours Saturday and Sunday, have Monday, Tuesday, Thursday off. I hear you, man. That's similar to what I used to have to do, for sure. Faux show. No X-Men. Time for Star Wars Cannot Grow Up video. No! We're almost on 3 hours here. I do not want to spend a whole hour on a 40-minute Star Wars Needs to Grow Up video. Here's my commentary on that video. You ready? Star Wars Cannot Grow Up. Who cares? That's my comment. Yeah, who cares? 1.5 speed. 1.5 speed. Let's talk about your Coca-Cola problem. There's no problem here. No problem here. Do better, Josh. I'm trying to. Yale Godfrey says, I like your shirt. Thanks, man. Donkey Kong. Hell yeah. I like this Donkey Kong shirt. Make the MCU great again. I mean, that would be nice. I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to happen. Ooh, a bunch of new Deadpool and Wolverine merch. Some of it looks good. Some of it's like keychains. Appreciate you tagging me in that, though. Some of that, those shirts look cool for show. For show. Man, I'm hungry, chat. What should I have for lunch? I thought they were saving the Dark Avengers story for Fisk in Daredevil. Thoughts? It could connect. Turkey and cheddar sandwich? What the hell? Wait a minute. This is, we gotta watch this. We gotta watch. Emergency. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Everybody. Wake up! Wake up! I tried a Disney secret project. Marquez Brownlee, or as Will Smith calls him, Mark-ass.
Okay, I got to see something really, really cool. I got to visit some of the secret labs inside of the Walt Disney Company called the Disney Imagineering Labs. So, I've seen some people talk about them a little bit before.
Hang on. We're reacting to this. I'm gonna record this. So everybody be on your best behavior. Here we go.
Okay, I got to see something really, really cool. I got to visit some of the secret labs inside of the Walt Disney Company called the Disney Imagineering Labs. So, I've seen some people talk about them a little bit before, but obviously Disney has all these attractions and theme parks and rides.
Yes.
And somebody has to design and engineer all that stuff.
Yeah.
And there is a surprising amount of tech that goes into it. And some of it is still experimental and unreleased, where no one outside of Disney, well, except for me now, has gotten to use them.
Whoa.
This thing is so cool. So Disney Imagineering has a bunch of these buildings scattered around this California neighborhood that I got to visit, where they make realistic animatronic robots as part of their attractions. They literally greeted me at the door with these little droids, the same ones that are roaming around the theme parks. And these things have a striking amount of similarities to the Boston Dynamics Spot robot that I got to play with a few years ago. You know, that Spot robot was able to navigate.
Whoa. I thought we were trying to hype this up. They have a surprising amount of similarities to the killer robots. I don't know if that's a big sell, but let's keep going. Because, like, legitimately, I'm excited about this. Look, I know, like, Disney bad, everybody, you know, mad about Disney. The engineers and the Imagineers, I think one of the best things that Disney has had and continues to have. And I truly think that the future of the integration of technology with Disney brands, a lot of potential there. Like, I truly believe that.
Navigate any terrain with an adaptive gate, and it followed instructions from a custom but surprisingly easy to learn controller so that it could navigate around and do jobs that humans won't, and is also super fun to play with. These little droids for the theme parks are a lot of the same stuff. They are able to adapt to any terrain. They walk around, they follow instructions from a customized Steam Deck as the controller, which took me like 60 seconds to learn. And they can navigate around relentlessly all day, interacting with guests at a theme park.
See, and this is another thing, right? We just talked a lot about Star Wars on this stream. And there's a lot, we're very frustrated. We don't know what the way out is for them, et cetera, et cetera. But what I said, remember what I said? I said, Disney, and Star Wars specifically, might be an IP that can continue to make money and can thrive in areas other than video games, movies, shows. The future of Star Wars could exist and even be very successful and grow outside of that. And this is a great example because, look, despite how you feel about the Kenobi show, a little droid like this and having like an actual droid, that's cool, man. Like, you kind of can't deny that it's cool. Like, it's fucking cool. And I would like something like that. I would like my kids to be able to enjoy something like that, right? So it's kind of interesting.
And being fun to play with. It was super fun. And it's also seriously crazy how much tech is even inside one of these things. It's blending all these animations together, from the walking to the standing and looking around. It's pretty cool, but that's not even what I was there to try. I was there specifically to be the first person outside of Disney to walk on the Holo tile. So,
bro, this dude's so big. He's blown up so much. He's the first non-Disney employee to use the Holo tile. God damn, bro. W.
You might have seen some videos about this, the Holo tile. It's this insane one-of-one 360-degree treadmill, like a moving floor, basically. It's still in an experimental phase, and this is the only one that exists, but it's already got these gears turning in my head about future potential applications, particularly in VR, and actually one specific thing that I have reservations about, but I'll get to that in a minute. Now, I don't know that anyone's actually fully explained exactly how this thing works yet, but you can see that they're basically walking across a huge number of these tiny 1-inch discs that are spinning on top of their bases like a bunch of tiny treadmills, and then turning to match the direction that you're walking. So obviously a normal treadmill is one direction, right? Just one flat plane moving forward and spinning around, so you always know exactly where you're going. But let's say you want to build a treadmill that's responsive and can go in any direction. Well, a flat treadmill, it would be really hard, right? It would have to spin around quickly to match whatever direction you're walking, which is just kind of insane. So instead, built into the floor is a bunch of articulating cones with discs on top of them with motors inside to spin those discs, okay? And then the key here is the discs are tilted, so only the edge of the disc in the air is the part that's actually touching what's on the floor. So it's less of a flat treadmill and more of a bunch of small blades that are rotating under your feet. So when you walk forward, they spin clockwise to move your foot back to the middle once it's landed. And actually, when you walk backwards, they spin counterclockwise to move your foot back to the middle. So no matter where you go, whatever direction you walk, no matter how long or how fast your stride is, it'll always pull you right back to the middle. So I've seen these videos that Disney's put out of this guy walking on it, But we gotta work our way up to that. You know, I've never walked on it before, and it's capable of some other things, so let's graduate, let's get there. So there are 3 ways to control this thing. There's walking on it, obviously, but there's also using a controller, like a PlayStation 5 controller, and there's also just straight up using the Force and just pointing at it with your hands. Let's start there. So first we put this Apple box on the Holo tile. And there's a screen up here that shows in real time all of the inputs.
Also, Apple, he just name dropped Apple, the integration of Apple into whether or not Apple buys Disney proper or there's some kind of, you know, relationship there. I think they are both trying to build towards like metaverse kind of stuff. So it's interesting that has Apple stuff just like in here. I don't think that's on accident.
And what the sensors are seeing both on the floor and around the floor. And they've actually mapped anything that crosses a certain line in front of me to move whatever object is on the floor.
It's an Apple box, literally 4 apples, but the point still stands. Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
So when I move my hand in front of that line, the program moves the floor around to match the movement of the object with the movement of my hand.
That's crazy.
And this is
dude, that's almost crazier than walking on it. Are you kidding me? What?
Be sick. I assume everyone watching this has seen Star Wars and realizes how dope it would be to have something like this in some sort of Star Wars experience in a theme park.
What?
So this is already super cool. But then the first time I actually get on the Holo tile myself is in a chair and with a PlayStation controller. So I am going to be in a chair where the chair is on a piece of wood, so it's just flat bottom. And then they just handed me the PlayStation controller. And, well, see for yourself.
All right. So if you're a parent, you're probably having the same thought that I'm having right now. These kids don't know how good they have it. They're gonna grow up in a world where like shit like this and we're like pushing it and it's just fucking crazy. Bro, how dare these kids, man? They don't know what it was like when you had to sit in a chair and play a video game with a control.
So the left joystick is mapped to control position, and the right joystick controls rotation. So you can spin around and move around freely and actually get
Look at how
quickly
responsive
used to this
it
thing.
is.
And if you're wondering, yes, I can steer myself completely off of the floor. It would let me. I was just kind of trying to be careful to not fling myself off the edge. But it moves so fast.
Bro, look at how responsive that is.
So now after all that, now that I've experienced how it moves, now they're going to let me walk on the Holo tile. All right, so I'm going to start with training mode, which is a fraction of the normal speed, but will still get me used to how this works. So, I'm ready. 3, 2, 1, enable. Training mode is on. So now...
Training mode is like what people like Adam or Trev would need to do. You know what I mean? So.
Slowly start to walk. I can feel them kind of wiggling a little bit, but not really moving too quickly yet. So this is normal. Oh, okay, now they're starting to move. And my feet are starting to move with the tiles. There we go. So as I slowly walk a little bit faster, a little bit more quickly, a little longer strides, I'm getting more used to the feeling of the tiles. So they designed this to be about a 2-minute process as these tiny tiles slowly speed up their responsiveness to my movements. And it was slowly turned up more and more, basically until it was at 100% real time. It's moving pretty close to full speed now, feels like. And there's obviously a learning curve, but I feel like I'm good enough at it that I can kind of walk around and not think too hard. It's good. And then there's all the data behind me in real time, showing my feet, my legs, So walking on this, I noticed a couple things. First of all, as you've heard through this video, it's pretty loud. Like, this is going to be something they definitely are going to want to work on, especially if it's something that'll be a part of a theme park someday.
True.
Or maybe even in someone's home. But also, I found it fascinating. You're never actually quite walking in a perfectly straight line. Like, it can feel pretty close if your foot happens to line up along a row of discs that are all aligned in a way from the center. But other times, you're just kind of gliding over the top of a bunch of these ridges, and you're not moving in a perfectly straight line. I imagine a future version of this looks like a whole bunch of much smaller and more numerous discs that are just as powerful as they are, which is clearly an engineering challenge, or an Imagineering challenge. So, yeah, this takes some getting used to. I know that because I got to hang out with the inventor of the Holo Tile, Lanny Smoot. He's been at Disney for more than 20 years. He's got more than 70 patents, including the way the BB-8 rolls around the park.
This dude has 70 patents?
The real-life lightsabers, just to name a few. He's kind of a legend. And yeah, this guy's incredible on it. He was showing me that you can have 2 people on it at once. They were playing a multiplayer racing game, like controlling a BB-8 around a course by jogging around, and it seemed to work pretty well.
Bro, do you see the lasers on the ground? So they're interacting with lasers on the ground. They have a space, almost like the volume around them, that is replicating the 3D reality. Damn.
From being pretty small, obviously this would work better if they had more of these floor tiles. But then what I found the most crazy is
the digital
using this floor.
Hang on. Okay, if you watch this carefully, the digital world is being projected as they walk on it. It comes closer. Like, watch this.
By jogging around, and it seemed to work pretty well, aside from being pretty small.
You see how
Obviously,
it's coming towards him there? Because he's walking on something to bring it towards him.
But then what I found the most
bro, this is crazy.
Crazy is using this floor with a VR headset on. So this is what you would expect it to be for VR, right? And there's been some other 360-degree treadmill type of videos I've seen, other types of inventions used for VR, and they work, but the one thing that's hard about these, and it's hard to explain through video, but the difference between what your eyes see and what your body and brain feel, that disagreement. So meaning, like, this has always been true. If you look down at your phone a lot in a moving car, right? Your eyes are seeing something still. They see your body sitting still, but then your brain and your inner ear feels you moving around, moving forward. And so the disagreement between what your eyes see and what your brain feel, that's what can give you motion sickness. That's what feels bad. And so if you think about it, it's the same thing with this moving treadmill in VR. You put the headset on and you start walking, and your eyes see that you are walking down a moving hallway. You're moving forward, but your brain, because you're walking in place, doesn't feel that it's supposed to be moving forward. So again, there's a disagreement there. So with the Holo Tile, I got to try putting on an Apple Vision Pro and actually walking around a 3D constructed environment. You can't see it, but I'm in like a holodeck in Star Trek or something. And I've got a harness on because it turns out this is really hard. My eyes see the movement and my legs are trying to walk forward and my feet are sliding around, but my brain thinks I'm not supposed to be moving forward.
Interesting.
So it's confusing. It's hard to just trust it and walk. Plus there's the extra layer of sometimes it moves you backwards a little bit to the center. So I was taking all these baby steps. Meanwhile, though, watch Lanny do it, and he's just incredible at it. Like, he had the headset on. He was walking around confidently through space, exploring a virtual world. Pretty sure it's like a virtual Disney theme park type of thing. But that's the type of thing that feels...
Wow. Oh. The possibilities are crazy, dude. The possibilities are crazy.
Feels the most like the future. Just free form, exploring some huge space, walking around in the comfort of your own home, maybe, and that would be amazing. And if this thing can continue to be developed, maybe, just maybe, it can get us closer to that reality someday. Either way, that is definitely dope tech. I'm glad I got to see the first version of this, and I'm very curious and excited to see future versions. Disney, please invite me back. I want to see what the future of this...
Yeah, so a couple of things here. Why do you think Disney invited him out, even though it's not 100% ready? What do you think? What do you think's going on? Right, it's pretty obvious, right? They want people to know. Yeah. They want people to know. So now you know. I personally think, and I said this before, at the time of the investment into Epic Games, and that's really when the stock price started to go up, and I think it's still 16, 17% up year over year. Great, great year for Disney stock. I thought then, this is actually what's carrying the stock price. It's not like Marvel's going to turn around. It's certainly not that Star Wars movies are going to get better and, that. It's because the technology and where all of this entertainment is going, Disney is incredibly well positioned to take advantage of that. To use either physical locations or digital locations and the IP that they have to enhance how this interaction and how this engagement with their IP and technology is going to be the future. I still think this is why Disney will probably end up winning. And it also solves some of their problems. If it's a way for the user or the consumer to interact with the brand or the IP in a way that is more intimate and it is more controlled by the user, it takes out some of the friction that happens from the current way we enjoy these things. Meaning, you go to the movie, you see somebody's agenda, or you see something that you think is an agenda and it triggers you personally. Well, if you can curate the experience, all of that friction goes away. Right? So I find this to be pretty fascinating, man. I think that's crazy. I also think you're looking at the future here, man. Wild, man. Fuck technology. Well, you're probably in a minority over there, bro. They could screw up implementing the tech. We won't know until they have something ready for the public. Yeah, but of course, obviously, of course they could screw it up. It behooves them to not screw it up. Imagine a racing game using that. Dude, I'm imagining so much. I mean, imagine, I would say even like a shooter or Fortnite or like a mech game, even like something like Elden Ring. Imagine going into this and a robot avatar is in Disney with your real life friends walking around the Magic Kingdom. And you're just cutting it up with them. Talking about it. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of possibilities here. A lot of possibilities. Remember the red and black VR from when we were kids, and look at it now. Yeah, totally. Totally. I obviously don't just hate technology. I just want it to serve the film's TV series. Yes, and look, I get you, but I got to tell you, I think that it will be an old perspective. Isn't it so fascinating? And we'll get out of here soon because I gotta go eat some food. But remember during the pandemic, maybe not all of you guys were here during the pandemic, but I know several of you were. One of the things we talked about in the pandemic was how like movie theaters and traditional media was going to change. It was going to go the way of the dinosaurs. And I still feel that way. And if you look at the box office, I mean, yes, have they kind of recovered? For sure, but there's still a lot of, I would say, permanent damage to the box office. And the reality is, like, I think they've done polling. It's like 70 to 80% of people would rather watch all their movies at home. They don't really value the theater experience the way that some of us do because we grew up on that. And for us, man, it was the shit. But I just got to tell you, I don't think that's the way the future generations are going to go. I don't think they're going to value it the same way. And in a world where most formative moments for young people happen on the internet, I feel like the integration of physical being with the digital is probably where it's headed. That's where it's going to go. What if Marvel turns it around? You still think people won't care enough? No, I don't. I think people will care. But I mean, dude, let me give you an example. Going to see Secret Wars in the theater. Dope. I'm going to rent out a theater. I'm going to probably see a bunch of you guys there in person. It's going to be a beautiful experience. It's going to be awesome. But what if we all jumped into one of these in VR and we actually fought alongside the Avengers in a unique Secret Wars experience? You're telling me you don't think that is more hype? And I mean, what if it really goes next level? Where you actually feel it, taste it, smell it. Do you see what I mean? Like, you can't stop the way just progress goes. People like record players. Record players still exist. People still enjoy records. But it is a fraction of the people that are enjoying music. You see the difference? Okay, let's catch up on a couple of these chats. So what you're saying is that creating magic isn't for amateurs. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lonzo says, key moment in my childhood was finding a perfect soda can to muffle my bike, or the perfect stick that looked like a gun. That's true, yeah. These kids gonna have it good. Yeah, I agree with you. Chris Listenfeld says, y'all need to watch the Imagineering story. It's easily the best thing on Disney+. That's kind of cool, man. Maybe I will check it out. Maybe I'll check it on out. I missed your super, Jake. Stream popping off, Josh, just like George inside KK. Oh, brother. Mr. J. Westman says Ready Player 2 dove into this in the book. Oh yeah, really? Hell yeah. Hey, Vincent, man, it's good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Says 2 more until a year. Unity. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Legend says Josh still sings the Babu song if we ask. My throat's a little... I'm a little off today, so I can't... My wife speaks to her record player, but uses our Alexa speaker more. There you go. Bro, Fortnite Star Wars in VR would be insane. Bro, what about Dungeons and Dragons? What about a Marvel RPG, like a tabletop RPG, but done with this technology in a fully realized digital world? Woo! Woo! Oh my goodness. Yeah. William says, I know X-Men 97 has been trending and it's gotten good word of mouth, but according to Nielsen, not many people are watching. Is that worrisome? I mean, sure, yeah. I would tell you the only Nielsen numbers that are out so far, I think, are week 1. And definitely didn't perform super well. I think there's a lot of reasons for that, but I think after episode 5 and a lot of the hype, I expect it to chart eventually. So as opposed to what was happening with like She-Hulk, where like it was charting in Nielsen and then it falls out of the top 10, I think you're going to see X-Men 97 chart by the end of its run, 100%. And you know, is it concerning though that it's not super big and like blowing up all over Nielsen? I don't really think so, but of course, like you would love for that to happen. But I think just like with Star Wars, it's a lot of the baggage from the other projects that are making people skeptic to try it out. So, yeah, I mean, you obviously want more numbers, you want more people watching it, but X-Men 97 is a hit. It's a hit. You know what I mean? Even if it doesn't like stack up to some of these other big shows that are getting massive numbers, it's still a hit. It's very positive. Not everyone likes to watch animation. That's true, but I still think you can get there. I still think you can get there, for sure. They're going to use it for porn and AI girlfriends immediately as well. I'm sure some of that will happen. Yeah. Absolutely.
Looks like.
I think it'll happen. Can't escape it. All right, everybody. Hey, man. I just want to let you guys know it was an incredible week of streams. I really appreciate the support. We had a big week, a lot of support, a lot of fun. And I just want to thank you guys. I mean, I'm having a blast on these streams. I'm having a really good time. I feel very positive about the direction of the channel and the brand and all the streaming and stuff. So thank you. Appreciate you. No GameStop card. We'll do it next week. We'll do it next week. I promise. We'll do it. We'll do it before the end of the month. And wait, no, we already did one this month. Yeah, we did one this month. You're trying to trick me. You're trying to trick me. Okay. But yeah, no, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Rossi's gifting one. Damn. Thanks, brother. And I will see you guys on Monday, okay? I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. If you missed some of the stuff on the stream today, we'll have some clips coming out over the weekend. We got at least 2 big videos coming out over the weekend, the X-Men one and then the George Lucas one. So check that stuff out too. And otherwise, I will see you guys on Monday. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I will see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, yeah, baby. Good stream, good week. Appreciate you guys. Hope you have a good rest of your Friday. I hope the weekend's good, man. Hope you have some laughs. Take it easy, would you? I know you're working hard. Except for Adam. I know you're doing a lot. except for Adam. So just enjoy yourself. Take it easy, man. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you on Monday. Remember to open up your third eye and wash out your stinky butt. His death was a necessary loss. Soon I will have a new apprentice, one far younger and more powerful.